complicated our life is, unfortunately. All right, so this is how you manually paraphrase your sentence for free on your own. All right, that's definitely difficult, but practice will make it perfect. Nothing to worry, practice will definitely make it perfect. I never born knowing how to write English properly. Okay, I learned, hustle, and this is what we can do now. Okay, we formulated the method now, how to beat Turnitin AI. So all the context maintained, few rounds of solid rewriting. This is just one paragraph. If you have 300 pages of thesis, if you have 20 pages of journal, if you have 10 pages of assignment, calculate the timing, guys. Turnitin AI humanizing tool will never work, and we can guarantee Turnitin AI to hit 0%. See all these graduates today, all these guys, they all once upon a time, not once upon a time, like just last year, they mistakenly used Grammarly. They didn't know that Grammarly is being detected, and they hit Turnitin AI more than 80%. And at the very last minute, we actually helped them out to graduate. And that's what happens. All individual clients here, we consulted their entire thesis, but to save cost, of course, they wanted to use Grammarly to proofread, but unfortunately, they had to come back. So that's what happens now. This is why you look at this funnel, right? This entire paraphrasing steps, right? How we construct the sentence. This is why human brain is far superior compared to AI when it comes to creative academic writing. At the end of the day, humanizing tool is still an AI tool, guys. AI. How you going to use AI to remove AI? It doesn't work. All right. Sometimes, only sometimes, humanizing tool may beat Turnitin AI by totally changing the context. It would mean something else altogether. I have proven it before in one of my videos on TikTok. This is the video using Walter Wright's. Okay, totally destroyed the context. 100% student will fail. It's unavoidable. When your context is changed, the only thing you can do is you get failed. That's it. Okay, so here is a complete paraphrasing training template for all of you to practice on your own, so that you guys don't need to pay anyone for paraphrasing. If you guys want this template, hit the subscribe button. There is a notification right there, right? You see that button there? It's free. Just hit it. Nothing will happen to you. Alright, this is also free. And the comment down there, please comment that you need the template. My guys will get in touch with you. Turnitin AI, 0% guaranteed. Let's write chapter 1 introduction section together today. In the next videos, we shall discuss background, problem statement, RO, RQ, and all of it in chapter 1. If you want me to discuss all the sections in the next and the next and the next videos, make sure you comment what specific sections you would like me to cover the most in the coming videos. So, on the same topic as the previous video here, technique to eat bread with a chopstick for breakfast. Now, let's modify my chapter 1 introduction template for this topic right here. So in step number 1, we start with a very broad intro for this particular topic. So all of you can see the title of this particular thesis topic, that, just for fun's sake. The anchor of this title is breakfast. Why so? Why breakfast? Because if you look at this title, without the word breakfast, this entire topic won't exist. It will all fall apart. There is no chopstick, there is nothing else. It's only breakfast that is pulling the whole topic together. So the whole paragraphing for step 1 should follow a funnel concept, starting with the most broadest context, why breakfast is important for a human. And then you narrow down, what are the usual meals for breakfast? Narrow down further, what happens if you skip breakfast? That is step number 1. And the full write-up would be like this, where breakfast is often referred to as the most important meal of the day. And then you talk about the overnight fasting period where it restores glucose levels. You're basically showing how important is having breakfast, which essentially strengthens the title, the anchor. If you look at the anchor again, right, it strengthens why breakfast is important. That will give an edge to the readers why this topic is so important. Then you can see further explanation where we talk about periods of sleep, the body needs fuel to kickstart metabolism, enhance concentration, talk about improved performance both physically and mentally. It really signifies breakfast. That means it signifies the topic itself, why we need to talk about this. And then we can also rope in some studies which talk about people who eat a balanced breakfast tend to have better memory, attention span, problem solving skills, and all these other mechanisms that comes along as an advantage with breakfast. Followed by that, you talk about children, students, breakfast, all these other additional points. Step number 2, further explanation of the body, in this case the breakfast itself, with literature review. In this continuation of the funnel, now you bring in statistics on the types of food for breakfast. Next part, how common is bread compared to any other food across different cultures and countries. Now, for step number 2, after all that funnel explanation, we go into the details. You see that whole detail up there, the whole write-up. So breakfast habits vary globally. You're going down the funnel now. You talk about the entire perspective of breakfast. So you talk about surveys provide insights into what people usually eat, and then you bring in some statistics, right? So in 2022, Statista survey showed that around 59% of adults regularly eat bread or toast, which supports your entire topic, right? And then followed by eggs, 58%. So it basically emphasizes that people eat breads the most. People eat bread all over the world the most compared to any other breakfast. So that shows why you need to introduce chopstick specifically for bread, just for the fun of it. Okay, then you can see they talk about coffee, and then over 60% Americans starting their day with coffee along with breakfast. Then they also talk about UK, okay, where National Diet and Nutrition Survey reported about 70% of households include bread products, toast, sandwich, rolls. So this again further amplifies, further concrete up the entire bread topic. And then you talk about Japan, you talk about Malaysia. You can keep adding. Don't add too many countries. I think that's enough already. You got Japan, Malaysia, UK, US, and so on. That's enough to strengthen, and we have of course China as well. That is enough to strengthen the statistical part of the significance of having bread for breakfast. So this segment is done. Okay, step 1 done, step 2 done. So next, steps 3 and 4 comes together, where according to the template we talk about other involved parties and bodies, which in case basically the literature more literature on the core issue. So continuing down the funnel, just for an example, we're going to rope in WHO here. So just for an example's sake, according to World Health Organization, not having breakfast is not worse compared to having breakfast in a wrong technique. Without this, okay? So whether you eat bread or any other breakfast, hygiene is vital. Therefore, doing that is not very good. That's what we are trying to establish in introduction itself. But if you realize, we never talk about chopstick at all, because we're going to leave that for the background section. So the detailing part, step 1 we have seen, step 2 we have seen. Now is the step 3 detailing write-up for this particular template, where we can start with according to World Health Organization. Now we bring in all the international organization, and the way food is consumed just as important as the type of food itself. So they say skipping breakfast has its risk, eating breakfast in the wrong technique or under unhygienic condition, holding it like this, can be even more harmful. So now we are driving the entire topic towards the background and the problem statement, because we want to introduce chopstick, this instrument right here. We need to introduce this. So we need to start that somewhere from introduction, and that's what we are doing right here. So for an instance, consuming contaminated food, sharing utensils without proper cleaning, or eating with unwashed hands can directly expose a person to foodborne illness, gastrointestinal infections, and other health risks. Next, step 5, summary. Overall, it is very important to deep dive into not only breakfast, but due to the absorbing capacity of bread towards bacteria, handling it during a breakfast requires more care. Now is the most surprising part, surprise, of the entire video today. This is how, up there, AI would write the introduction. If you read what ChatGPT 5 PhD level ChatGPT had given, you read that, no introduction, Background had jumbled it all together. We start speaking about cutlery very early, but never spoke about why cutlery is brought into the picture. We don't even know why if you read it there. I don't know why bread from Western diets were combined with chopstick for the reason of cultural intersection. Doesn't make sense whatsoever. You cannot even form an idea. And worst of all, look at the problem statement. You only get that. That doesn't say anything. Okay, this is the whole problem of using AI without knowing what you need, and you will just copy and paste that and destroy your entire thesis. That's where everything goes wrong. So don't copy and paste from AI without understanding what you need. So in the next video, we're going to jump into background. Introduction done. Next is background, then problem statement, then the rest. How would you start the background section for this particular topic? This is the full topic. How would you do it? Do comment here. Don't forget, I need your opinion and your ideas. With that, don't forget, make sure you subscribe and comment on your ideas for the next section of Chapter 1. Please do not ask AI for answer. Use your logical thinking. How would you do it? Persona prompting versus funnel prompting. Which of these prompt technique would be the best for your thesis writing using AI in this current age? No matter you use ChatGPT, Perplexity or any other AI tools. These are the two well-known techniques, and let's find out which of these two would be the winner today. If you don't know either of these techniques, then you are not doing it right at all. Before we continue, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and comment down there what kind of prompting techniques you've been using all this while. Okay, so now let's start. A. Funnel prompting. Step number 1. In ChatGPT, like this, you start the funnel by asking a question on what it knows about your interest, like this. This is a very good example that you can see. And from this example, you want to write a problem statement for PhD now. So, as you can see now, it may provide a problem statement for various level of studies. You can look at all the results here. Now, step number 2. If you need it for bachelor's or PhD, then prompt it differently. Okay, you can look at here. Example, here we ask the difference between bachelor and PhD level problem statement. So basically what I'm doing here is I am bringing the AI down a funnel. Okay, a funnel step by step, because the understanding is very, very broad when it comes to AI. The fella knows so many different things, right? So I want to make sure that the fella is focused into what exactly I want. So I take from a very broad question, then I talk about problem statement, then I go into the level of study, then slowly I will go down through the details. Now, step number 3. Once it understood the differences between PhD and bachelor level, which I believe it really won't, I don't think it has that ability yet, okay? As per what Demis Hassabis already mentioned, okay, you guys can go and read this article, very, very good article. AI still don't understand context and doesn't have the capability of reasoning, okay? If you don't have that both, you won't even know the difference between a bachelor's and a PhD and a master's. You won't know the difference, okay? Even us, imagine you don't understand I cannot understand the difference between bachelor. I cannot understand the difference between PhD. I don't know what is master's. Anyway, we follow the process. Now, we prompt for it, the AI, to create a PhD level problem statement in the area of entrepreneurship and strategy for small, medium enterprises, SME. This is part of the thinking model. It is supposed to be the most advanced AI model in the world. As you can see, it's not lengthy enough. It's too simple. For bachelor level, I think okay lah. It's acceptable. But for a PhD level, I don't think so. Alright, because PhD you are explaining out of literature a very, very, very detailed problem statement that you want to convince the world that you are the first one to do it. Right? That's very, very important when it comes to PhD. And also lack of strong justification. Lack of strong justification. Remember that phrase. Without justification, you can never get your PhD. And to be honest, too significantly simple for PhD level. Now, whatever mentioned in the first paragraph as part of the research gap on entrepreneurial process and international SMEs, just look at this Google Scholar search here. Okay, this is the keywords I've used. Look at the second paper. It had completed that entire work, done, already published. This is what AI do. It just recycles and recycles and recycles and recycles. It cannot think on its own for a new solid answer. It can aggregate information. Okay, it's a very good aggregator. Now, the question comes, Can persona prompting write a problem statement or research gap for PhD level or not? A bit unique idea. Can or not persona prompting? What do you guys think? Novel problem statement or fake problem statement? Persona prompting is about personifying your AI into a real thinking individual. Okay, so all this while you are thinking AI is some computer somewhere, right? Persona prompting will sort of let the AI imagine itself as a real being, as an actual being. So let's find out. If you look at my prompt here, I have asked the AI to be a professor. Saw that or not? Professor, 30 years of experience with publication, and then create a PhD level problem statement about entrepreneurship and strategy. Exactly the same topic, exactly the same. We do apple to apple comparison. So what happens? What is the outcome? So this is the outcome. Look at that. Alright, if we scroll through this entire outcome, it is definitely slightly lengthier. The citations are quite old. I can understand, I can see that it's quite old. Because when we mention Scopus and Web of Science publication, it can't access those databases. So it can only provide very old index journals that can be found on ResearchGate or some third-party websites, not through Scopus or Web of Science, because it's behind paywall. Nonetheless, let's compare the gap given by persona prompting and funnel prompting. Let's compare and find out. First paragraph here spoke about how and under what conditions entrepreneurial strategies generated international advantage for SMEs. While funnel prompting said the exact same thing as well. The exact same thing. No difference. It explained how and under what conditions, instead of the keyword strategy, it used conditions. That's it. Exactly the same outcome. Instead of international advantage in persona, okay, persona used international advantage, right? Funnel used international strategies. Same stuff written differently. That's it. Alright. For second paragraph, if you look at the second paragraph, if we compare side by side again, funnel prompting went straight into the gap. Alright, straight, right into it. However, persona speaks about entrepreneurial orientation and dynamic capabilities in international SMEs. Yes, dynamic capabilities in international SMEs. Sounds very familiar, right? Sounds familiar or not? Familiar or not? Did you hear that word somewhere? Dynamic capabilities, international SMEs. You have heard of it somewhere. It's supposed to come. Yes, it is existing. Remember, the Google Scholar, it ripped from the same paper. If I'm not mistaken, 5 to 10 years to get there. So whatever these other AI companies are selling it to you, it's all not true. Don't get cheated. Okay. Now, number 2, prompting might look like generating different outcomes. This is what everyone says. If your AI doesn't give a good answer, you prompt it wrongly. There is no such thing. Look at these 2 different prompting. The most recommended technique, still the same garbage. Alright, still the same garbage, literally. For PhD level, this is garbage. We are coming to an end. As a conclusion, you see the recent Hong Kong University scenario? Apart from what I've shared, this is the recent scenario. Hong Kong University. Alright, Hong Kong University. #1 university in Asia. Look at the students' fate. She published fake information, got exposed. She, her supervisor, and her co-author all got exposed publicly. This is so humiliating. Don't simply believe what influencers are saying just for the sake of money. Tell the truth, guys. Tell the truth. AI is really not there yet to create a genuinely new idea or literature review for you. It's just going to screw up big time. Please do your own work yourself. Otherwise, you're going to really suffer in this coming 3 years' time, or maybe more than that. Alright, so wish you guys all the best. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and start thinking on your own. Good luck. Let's hit Turnitin AI 0% without needing to pay a single penny to these AI humanizing tools. None. No money whatsoever. Let's start with this particular sentence that was flagged for Turnitin AI 100%. You can see that, 100%. Although humanized by paid humanizing tools. So, guys, let's start the full tutorial now. Step 1. Understanding these documents, okay, this couple of documents here, right, were all AI humanized and still detected as 100% Turnitin AI. So then why the hell Turnitin AI is still showing 100%? Already humanized already, what? These guys all paid for humanizing tools, you know, Quillbot and whatnot, all these other tools before they came to us. Because then only they realized, you know, they got caught with Turnitin AI, publication rejected, thesis rejected, assignment rejected, and so on and so forth. Now we need to first break it down. What is the problem? The answer is both simple and complex as well. All this write-up, right, is all the same boring bloody AI generated text via NLP, natural language processing. They may look different. Okay, they may look different. For our eye, it's a bit hard to capture. But the underlying tone, the grammar structure, the vocabulary used, and the sentence structure are statistically monotonous. This is what no one tells you. It's statistically monotonous. That means, in layman term, okay, for any other people who just learning how to write, Turnitin AI, when it scans these documents, right, it can statistically identify the parameters of grammar, vocab, structure, tone, and some undisclosed parameters. Of course, you know, they have their own patented software and so on, so they won't be disclosing everything. They combine all these parameters that I just mentioned, all of these parameters, to identify whether it is AI written or not. Whether it's AI generated, could be ChatGPT, could be anything, you know, Perplexity and so on. And then AI paraphrase is the same AI, it's the same bloody AI generating and paraphrasing. No difference to that. That is why statistically Turnitin AI does the matching and shown 100% AI generated. This is the sentence. If you look at the first sentence and the second sentence, there is no connectivity whatsoever. So now let's go to human-based paraphrasing round 1. Make sure your tracking is on and you delete the whole sentence. So deletion down. Now let's paraphrase. Okay, done. What I did was very simple. I combined these two sentences for a better flow and uniformly have a very nice sort of information combining. But my question to all of you, will this become Turnitin AI 0%? The answer is no, unfortunately. It's still detected as AI generated sentence. Look at that, 69 bloody %. Therefore, let's go to round 2, paraphrasing, by applying the change of voice method. Done. Here, I used interrelated instead of interconnectedness to tone down the styles, and I also changed the second sentence to be an active sentence now with complex structure. I've complicated it now, okay, purposely. So now the Turnitin should be 0%, right? It is not 0%. It is 36%, which is so from this now, round 3, we rewrite. I added driving work to emphasize the uniformity of the clause that expresses the result of the previous clause. This will make the sentence feel more fluid, like how a human would tell the story. That's important. Human. Us. Alright, we need to tell the story. So, still not understanding what the hell I just did in these 3 rounds? Don't worry. I understand. It is difficult. That's why we offer these services, these paraphrasing services, under our human-based paraphrasing service for all of you, to make sure that you guys don't get stuck with Turnitin AI. We guarantee Turnitin AI 0%. Zero when we do it. But you guys need to give us a bit of time, definitely. Alright? Now, let's get into the explanation of this round number 3. By using interlink instead of interrelated now, and I changed the driving word, I also soften the tone even further. The 2 sentences will have more complex structure. Complex. And now, let's wait for the result. Turnitin AI 0%. Finally, that's how we do it. That's how complicated our life is, unfortunately. Alright, so this is how you manually paraphrase your sentence for free on your own. Alright, that's definitely difficult, but practice will make it perfect. Nothing to worry. Practice will definitely make it perfect. I never born knowing how to write English properly. Okay, I learned. Hustle, and this is what we can do now. Okay, we formulated the method now, how to beat Turnitin AI. So all the context maintained, few rounds of solid rewriting. This is just one paragraph. If you have 300 pages of thesis, if you have 20 pages of journal, if you have 10 pages of assignment, calculate the timing, guys. Turnitin AI humanizing tool will never work, and we can guarantee Turnitin AI to hit 0%. See all these graduates today, all these guys, they all once upon a time, not once upon a time, like just last year, they mistakenly used Grammarly. They didn't know that Grammarly is being detected, and they hit Turnitin AI more than 80%. And at the very last minute, we actually helped them out to graduate. And that's what happens. All individual clients here, we consulted their entire thesis, but to save cost, of course, they wanted to use Grammarly to proofread, but unfortunately, they had to come back. So that's what happens now. This is why you look at this funnel, right? This entire paraphrasing steps, right? How we construct the sentence. This is why human brain is far superior compared to AI when it comes to creative academic writing. Creative academic writing. At the end of the day, humanizing tool is still an AI tool, guys. AI. How you going to use AI to remove AI? It doesn't work. All right. Sometimes, only sometimes, humanizing tool may beat Turnitin AI by totally changing the context. It would mean something else altogether. I have proven it before in one of my videos on TikTok. This is the video using Walter Wright's. Okay, totally destroy the context. 100% student will fail. It's unavoidable. When your context is changed, the only thing you can do is you get failed. That's it. Okay, so here is a complete paraphrasing training template for all of you to practice on your own, so that you guys don't need to pay anyone for paraphrasing. If you guys want this template, hit the subscribe button. There is a notification right there, right? You see that button there? It's free. Just hit it. Nothing will happen to you. Alright, this is also free. And the comment down there, please comment that you need the template. My guys will get in touch with you. Turnitin AI 0% guaranteed. Let's write chapter 1 introduction section together today. In the next videos, we shall discuss background, problem statement, RO, RQ, and all of it in chapter 1. If you want me to discuss all the sections in the next and the next and the next videos, make sure you comment what specific sections you would like me to cover the most in the coming videos. So, on the same topic as the previous video here, technique to eat bread with a chopstick for breakfast. Now, let's modify my chapter 1 introduction template for this topic right here. So in step number 1, we start with a very broad intro for this particular topic. So all of you can see the title of this particular thesis topic, that, just for fun's sake. The anchor of this title is breakfast. Why so? Why breakfast? Because if you look at this title, without the word breakfast, this entire topic won't exist. It will all fall apart. There is no chopstick, there is nothing else. It's only breakfast that is pulling the whole topic together. So the whole paragraphing for step 1 should follow a funnel concept, starting with the most broadest context, why breakfast is important for a human. And then you narrow down, what are the usual meals for breakfast? Narrow down further, what happens if you skip breakfast? That is step number 1. And the full write-up would be like this, where breakfast is often referred to as the most important meal of the day. And then you talk about the overnight fasting period where it restores glucose levels. You're basically showing how important is having breakfast, which essentially strengthens the title, the anchor. If you look at the anchor again, right, it strengthens why breakfast is important. That will give an edge to the readers why this topic is so important. Then you can see further explanation where we talk about periods of sleep, the body needs fuel to kickstart metabolism, enhance concentration, talk about improved performance both physically and mentally. It really signifies breakfast. That means it signifies the topic itself, why we need to talk about this. And then we can also rope in some studies which talk about people who eat a balanced breakfast tend to have better memory, attention span, problem solving skills, and all these other mechanisms that comes along as an advantage with breakfast. Followed by that, you talk about children, students, breakfast, all these other additional points. Step number 2, further explanation of the body, in this case the breakfast itself, with literature review. In this continuation of the funnel, now you bring in statistics on the types of food for breakfast. Next part, how common is bread compared to any other food across different cultures and countries. Now, for step number 2, after all that funnel explanation, we go into the details. You see that whole detail up there, the whole write-up. So breakfast habits vary globally. You're going down the funnel now. You talk about the entire perspective of breakfast. So you talk about surveys provide insights into what people usually eat, and then you bring in some statistics, right? So in 2022, Statista survey showed that around 59% of adults regularly eat bread or toast, which supports your entire topic, right? And then followed by eggs, 58%. So it basically emphasizes that people eat breads the most. People eat bread all over the world the most compared to any other breakfast. So that shows why you need to introduce chopstick specifically for bread, just for the fun of it. Okay, then you can see they talk about coffee, and then over 60% Americans starting their day with coffee along with breakfast. Then they also talk about UK, okay, where National Diet and Nutrition Survey reported about 70% of households include bread products, toast, sandwich, rolls. So this again further amplifies, further concrete up the entire bread topic. And then you talk about Japan, you talk about Malaysia. You can keep adding. Don't add too many countries. I think that's enough already. You got Japan, Malaysia, UK, US, and so on. That's enough to strengthen, and we have of course China as well. That is enough to strengthen the statistical part of the significance of having bread for breakfast. So this segment is done. Okay, step 1 done, step 2 done. So next, steps 3 and 4 comes together, where according to the template we talk about other involved parties and bodies, which in case basically the literature, more literature on the core issue. So continuing down the funnel, just for an example, we're going to rope in WHO here. So just for an example's sake, according to World Health Organization, not having breakfast is not worse compared to having breakfast in a wrong technique. Without this, okay, so whether you eat bread or any other breakfast, hygiene is vital. Therefore, doing that is not very good. That's what we are trying to establish in introduction itself. But if you realize, we never talk about chopstick at all, because we're going to leave that for the background section. So the detailing part, step 1 we have seen, step 2 we have seen. Now is the step 3 detailing write-up for this particular template, where we can start with according to World Health Organization. Now we bring in all the international organization, and the way food is consumed just as important as the type of food itself. So they say skipping breakfast while skipping breakfast has its risk, eating breakfast in the wrong technique or under unhygienic condition, holding it like this, can be even more harmful. So now we are driving the entire topic towards the background and the problem statement, because we want to introduce chopstick, this instrument right here. We need to introduce this. So we need to start that somewhere from introduction, and that's what we are doing right here. So for an instance, consuming contaminated food, sharing utensils without proper cleaning, or eating with unwashed hands can directly expose a person to foodborne illness, gastrointestinal infections and other health risks. Next, step 5, summary. Overall, it is very important to deep dive into not only breakfast, but due to the absorbing capacity of bread towards bacteria, handling it during a breakfast requires more care. Now is the most surprising part, surprise, of the entire video today. This is how, up there, AI would write the introduction. If you read what ChatGPT 5, PhD level ChatGPT had given, if you read that, no introduction, background had jumbled it all together. We start speaking about cutlery very early, but never spoke about why cutlery is brought into the picture. We don't even know why if you read it there. I don't know why bread from Western diets were combined with chopstick for the reason of cultural intersection. Doesn't make sense whatsoever. You cannot even form an idea. And worst of all, look at the problem statement. You only get that. That doesn't say anything. Okay, this is the whole problem of using AI without knowing what you need, and you will just copy and paste that and destroy your entire thesis. That's where everything goes wrong. So don't copy and paste from AI without understanding what you need. So in the next video, we're going to jump into background. Introduction done, next is background, then problem statement, then the rest. How would you start the background section for this particular topic? This is the full topic. How would you do it? Do comment here. Don't forget, I need your opinion and your ideas. With that, don't forget, make sure you subscribe and comment on your ideas for the next section of chapter 1. Please do not ask AI for answer. Use your logical thinking. How would you do it? Persona prompting versus funnel prompting. Which of these prompt technique would be the best for your thesis writing using AI in this current age? No matter you use ChatGPT, Perplexity or any other AI tools. These are the two well-known techniques, and let's find out which of these two would be the winner today. If you don't know either of these techniques, then you are not doing it right at all. Before we continue, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and comment down there what kind of prompting techniques you've been using all this while. Okay, so now let's start. A. Funnel prompting. Step number 1. In ChatGPT, like this, you start the funnel by asking a question on what it knows about your interest, like this. This is a very good example that you can see. And from this example, you want to write a problem statement for PhD now. So, as you can see now, it may provide a problem statement for various level of studies. So you can look at all the results here. Now, step number 2. If you need it for bachelor's or PhD, then prompt it differently. Okay, you can look at here. Example, here we ask the difference between bachelor and PhD level problem statement. So basically what I'm doing here is I am bringing the AI down a funnel. Okay, a funnel step by step. Because the understanding is very, very broad when it comes to AI. The fella knows so many different things, right? So I want to make sure that the fella is focused into what exactly I want. So I take from a very broad question, then I talk about problem statement, then I go into the level of study, then slowly I will go down through the details. Now, step number 3. Once it understood the differences between PhD and bachelor level, which I believe it really won't, I don't think it has that ability yet, okay? As per what Demis Hassabis already mentioned, okay, you guys can go and read this article, very, very good article. AI still don't understand context and doesn't have the capability of reasoning, okay? If you don't have that both, you won't even know the difference between a bachelor's and a PhD and a master's. You won't know the difference, okay? Even us, imagine you don't understand I cannot understand the difference between bachelor. I cannot understand the difference between PhD. I don't know what is master's. Anyway, we follow the process. Now, we prompt for it, the AI, to create a PhD level problem statement in the area of entrepreneurship and strategy for small, medium enterprises, SME. This is part of the thinking model. It is supposed to be the most advanced AI model in the world. As you can see, it's not lengthy enough. It's too simple. For bachelor level, I think okay lah. It's acceptable. But for a PhD level, I don't think so. All right, because PhD you are explaining out of literature a very, very, very detailed problem statement that you want to convince the world that you are the first one to do it. Right? That's very, very important when it comes to PhD. And also lack of strong justification. Lack of strong justification. Remember that phrase. Without justification, you can never get your PhD. And to be honest, too significantly simple for PhD level. Now, whatever mentioned in the first paragraph as part of the research gap on entrepreneurial process and international SMEs, just look at this Google Scholar search here. Okay, these are the keywords I've used. Look at the second paper. It had completed that entire work, done, already published. This is what AI do. It just recycles and recycles and recycles and recycles. It cannot think on its own for a new solid answer. It can aggregate information. Okay, it's a very good aggregator. Now the question comes, can persona prompting write a problem statement or research gap for PhD level or not? A bit unique idea. Can or not persona prompting? What do you guys think? Novel problem statement or fake problem statement? Persona prompting is about personifying your AI into a real thinking individual. Okay, so all this while you are thinking AI is some computer somewhere, right? Persona prompting will sort of let the AI imagine itself as a real being, as an actual being. So let's find out. If you look at my prompt here, I have asked the AI to be a professor. Saw that or not? Professor, 30 years of experience with publication, and then create a PhD level problem statement about entrepreneurship and strategy. Exactly the same topic, exactly the same. We do apple to apple comparison. So what happens? What is the outcome? So this is the outcome. Look at that. All right. If we scroll through this entire outcome, it is definitely slightly lengthier. The citations are quite old. Quite old. I can understand. I can see that it's quite old. Because when we mention Scopus and Web of Science publication, it can't access those databases. So it can only provide very old index journals that can be found on ResearchGate or some third-party websites, not through Scopus or Web of Science, because it's behind paywall. Nonetheless, let's compare the gap given by persona prompting and funnel prompting. Let's compare and find out. First paragraph here spoke about how and under what conditions entrepreneurial strategies generated international advantage for SMEs. While funnel prompting said the exact same thing as well. The exact same thing. No difference. It explained how and under what conditions, instead of the keyword strategy, it used conditions. That's it. Exactly the same outcome. Instead of international advantage in persona, okay, persona used international advantage, right? Funnel used international strategies. Same stuff written differently. That's it. All right. For second paragraph, if you look at the second paragraph, if we compare side by side again, funnel prompting went straight into the gap. All right, straight, right into it. However, persona speaks about entrepreneurial orientation and dynamic capabilities in international SMEs. Yes, dynamic capabilities in international SMEs. Sounds very familiar, right? Sounds familiar or not? Familiar or not? Did you hear that word somewhere? Dynamic capabilities, international SMEs. You have heard of it somewhere. It's supposed to come. Yes, it is existing. Remember the Google Scholar? It ripped from the same paper shown in Google Scholar earlier. See that? See, look at that title. Dynamic Capabilities, Entrepreneurial Orientation. My questions to all of you, I want all of you to answer it down here. All this comment, keep commenting, keep it coming, okay? Because we're going to share knowledge here. Number one, why do you guys think that it cannot we're not in AGI or we're not in. Okay, very good evening, everyone. Hi, I'm Dr. Tawa here. Thanks for joining my class today. So we are live sharp at 6:10 p.m. Earlier videos were all live videos, and we just let everyone to join in, just to warm up the seat so that we can get into the actual class. Okay, this evening. I don't think I've done any evening classes before, but I'm doing this just because many students requested. So we are also live on YouTube and Facebook in case if because the limit of WebEx is only 200. So for those who cannot join us on WebEx, in case any of your friends trying to join and if it's already full, you can ask them to watch us on Facebook and YouTube as well. Okay. So I hope I'm very clear in terms of my sound. Video link. Okay, all the videos can be found on our TikTok. No worries. Okay, everything can be found there, or YouTube or Facebook as well. Okay. So let me pick up the links first. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay. So again, very good evening. Thanks for joining us today. So I think we are almost full and we can start already. Okay, so before we start, yes, it is recorded. Oh yeah, let me turn on the recording. Cloud recording. Okay, recording started. So okay, so later I'll also upload it on YouTube as well. Okay, so again, thank you very much everyone for joining. Sam, you keep admitting them, huh? Okay, so the chat is active. So if you guys have any questions during the class, just a bit of housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions as we go, feel free to ask in the chat box. I will definitely try to answer. So I'm Dr. Tawa. For those who are joining me for the very first time, thanks for joining. Very good evening. So can I know before we start, we have participants from which region? Can you please let us know you're coming from which country in the chat box? Everyone, please answer. Malaysia, Saudi, Kenya, Malaysia, UK, India, Malaysia, Singapore, Ghana, Fiji, Malaysia, Malaysia, Malaysia. Okay, lots of Malaysians, Thailand, Zambia, Nigeria, Johor Bahru. Okay, Uganda, Germany. Okay, so quite diverse population. Um, all right, that's very good. Thanks for joining my Terengganu. Okay. France. Okay, very well. Thank you so much. So I think we will start our class right away to not waste any more time. Kanoha, okay. Kanoha, welcome also. Okay. Okay, that's my screen there. Okay. In front of the class. And then, okay, good. Um, Let me open up the chat. But keep your chat open at all times, eh? So keep your chat open. So if there's any question, you guys can ask there. And then let me also open up participants list. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So before we start, can I check again? Can you see my slides clearly? Can hear me clearly and can see my video as well? Yes. Okay. Very good. Okay. Everything is clear on YouTube and Facebook as well. Okay. Very good. So on YouTube, let me see. Okay. Okay, very good. All right, so let's get started. So today we are going to focus entirely on chapter 1 development. Okay, so it's going to be a part 1 class. Okay, we'll cover as much as we can. All right. So our primary focus going to be how to structure up chapter, introduction writing and background writing as well. Okay, for chapter one, we're going to dive into AI driven development as well, and as well as we're going to see some sort of real time redesign of a chapter one of most, not the entire chapter one, but most importantly, introduction and background. Problem statement will probably just touch base. I don't think we will be able to cover it all. Okay, but we'll try our best to cover as much as I can, as much as we can. Okay. Sam, admit Sam. Okay. All right. So this is me, Dr. Tawa. Thanks for joining my class. So Mohammed couldn't hear my voice. Can everyone hear my voice clearly? Okay. So Mohammed, you need to check at your end. The voice is clear. Okay. So I'm Dr. Tawa. I've completed my PhD quite some time ago. In 2 years and 11 months, I completed before time. Did my postdoc in Aston Institute of Photonics, Birmingham. Then joined industry and started proofreading by UK PhD. That is why you guys are all today watching my class. Thanks to proofreading by UK PhD. I'm also an adjunct professor at Veritas. And these are all of my achievements, including publication, patents, standards, grants, and so on and so forth. Okay. So that is my profile. And then this is us. Okay. Our office is based in Cyberjaya, Malaysia. But we do businesses in about 52 different countries at the moment. Okay, that's why we have many different countries joining us. We have about 400,000 plus followers, including TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is what we do as a firm. We focus a lot on thesis consulting, publication consulting. Today my tablet is not doing very well. I don't know why. Okay, so we focus a lot on thesis, publication, quantitative, qualitative analysis, chapter 4, chapter 5, those kind of things, proposal, defense, examiner correction, thesis to journal conversion, and we do a lot of workshops and classes like what I'm doing now and so on. And we focus nowadays a lot on language, definitely proofreading, but most importantly, Turnitin AI reduction. That is one of our primary focus as well. Okay, so that's what we do. And this is my YouTube channel. For those who did not attend my previous classes, okay, let me just quickly show my YouTube. Okay, so just give me one moment. So there's a lot of free classes on my YouTube in case if you guys want to tune in. That is my YouTube channel. Okay, so let me share the link as well. So here you can find various classes, various videos. Okay, some of the most popular ones are Turnitin AI related. Okay, so we teach students how to paraphrase on their own to overcome Turnitin AI issue, because Turnitin AI is a very prevalent, critical issue nowadays. And humanizing tools not working, some other techniques, most of the techniques doesn't work. So the only way is to rewrite it yourself, like really literally humanize it yourself. Okay, so I've taught here how to do it yourself. Okay, there's a lot of videos here. And we also have one of the other classes, journal writing, okay, which I conducted recently also. Here you go, class 1, Scopus Web of Science High Impact Journals. In case if you couldn't join this class, you can also watch the replay here. Okay, it's a full length, almost 2 hours class. Feel free if you're struggling with your publication. And we also have a lot of literature review classes here on my live tab. We have systematic review, how a student failed PhD defense due to AI, critical review and research gap, Google Scholar, Scopus and ChatGPT, and so on and so forth. So there are a lot of classes here. Feel free to watch whenever you want to. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube. Okay, so that's done. And then we also have a lot of free templates. This is the interesting bit. We have a lot of free templates because when students rely solely on AI, okay, whatever feedback that they get, whatever outcome that they receive, it doesn't really suit or doesn't really carry the structure and the depthness required for PhD and sometimes masters as well. Bachelor is not a problem. Okay, bachelor so far I see, I think it's good enough already. So that's why I've created a lot of templates to guide students where they can use in conjunction with AI so they can exactly know how they're supposed to develop their chapter 1 or their chapter 2 or chapter 3 and so on and so forth. So we have a lot of templates here. Okay, chapter 2 templates, chapter literature databases template, problem statement template, table of content for chapter 2 literature review template, introduction template. We also have methodology template, data analysis template, and so on and so forth. Okay, just now many people asking where to download the templates. No problem. This is where you download. This is the QR code. I will also, wait, sorry. I will also share the link, okay, to my resources. Let me paste it on WebEx first. I'll also paste it on YouTube and Facebook as well. Okay, there you go. Okay, so that is the link, and on Facebook, that is the link, and on YouTube, that is the link as well. Okay, so get onto that link, and then basically that particular page will open up. Okay, that is the particular page will open up. Once you arrive here, click the subscribe button here. There'll be a subscribe button here. That will appear anytime soon now. Okay, so click that subscribe button, which is still circling on my screen. You can sign up to this particular page so that any new classes like today, okay, like today example, you will be notified. Okay, so let me refresh that. I don't know what's going on. I think the internet is kind of, I'm streaming, right? Okay, anyway. So there will be a subscribe button coming up here. And then this is my TikTok channel, proofreading all our services, Telegram group, YouTube channel, all our free notes of all past classes, Facebook page, and also Instagram. Okay, so it's still loading, but let's not wait for it. Let's. I don't know why it's taking so long today. Okay, anyway, so all the templates can be downloaded from our Telegram group right here. Okay, so if you open up, click that button and open up. So you'll basically joining this Telegram group here. Okay, so we have in total 24,000. We have 24,500 members. Okay, you can ask a lot of questions. You can download a lot of resources, everything from this Telegram group. Okay, it is the single largest postgraduate Telegram group in the world. Okay, so if you type template here, after you click the search button here, all right, you'll be able to download all the templates here. So let me just show you very quickly. So all the templates are here. Okay, so according to your requirement, according to the chapter, you can download it directly here. Okay, and we also have a lot of links here. Okay, a lot of links here for you guys. These are different classes, different resources that you can go and explore as well. So I'll let you guys explore this at your own pace. Okay, and you guys can take it from there. Okay, so that is the link given. Okay, the loading completed. So if you guys don't have this link, let me share again. Okay, and you can click the subscribe button here. Okay, just hit that, fill up your email address, and any future classes you'll be notified here. All right, so I've shared the link on YouTube and Facebook already, so I'll let them explore that as well. So that's done. Now let's get into, oh, this one we can skip. Okay, now let's get into our class for today. So we are going to look into chapter 1 development, particularly PhD fundamentals, which is very crucial before you get into any writing. Introduction write-up, background write-up, and if time permits, problem statement development as well. But I highly doubt it because we've got a lot of technical parts to cover here. So again, if you guys are doing anything else, okay, if you guys are on your phone, doing your work or scrolling through something, just stop doing that. Give your focus entirely here so that you guys will be able to ask questions as we go. Okay? All right. So, okay, before we get started, there are certain sets of behaviors that you really need to follow and adapt and adopt when you are in your PhD journey. Okay, these are some of the behaviors that I really followed, okay, that enabled me to graduate before time. I completed my Viva, I think, in about 2 years and 6 months. Then thereafter, I finished my corrections, I think, in couple of hours, I think. The corrections weren't much. I published 12 papers in total, eight Web of Science Q1, and also about four conferences. Okay, so very good question from Kala Megam. She asked, DBA and PhD behaviors are the same. See, end of the day, DBA, the only differences we're going to see here is DBA have a lot of assignments at the beginning. Okay, then you'll get to the thesis part. But if you ask me, until now, I don't see any differences between DBA and PhD requirements in terms of thesis. But um, the only difference is sometimes DBA thesis, the word count requirement will be slightly lesser compared to PhD. Okay, but complexity wise, I think the requirements or the what they perceive or what they require from you would be more or less the same from examiners. Yeah, there you go, 60K for DBA. So PhD can go up to 80K. Okay, MPhil and PhD are not the same. MPhil is still masters. PhD is doctorate, obviously. So they are not the same. Those are not the same. Okay, so but this behavior obviously you can adopt for MPhil. So first of all, when you get into a program, no matter how difficult it becomes, it's going to be very difficult, not going to be easy. Yeah. But now with all the tools that you guys have, I think life becomes way more easier. Okay. But the tendency to commit mistakes is far higher as well. So first of all, take out the thought process of quitting. Okay, if things doesn't work out, I can quit. If things doesn't do well, I can quit. All those things should go out of the window. Okay, so just focus, make sure you finish it. Doesn't matter how long it takes, but quitting tendency increases when you delay too long, when you take too long, when you take 4 years, 5 years, 6 years to complete a PhD. DBA, I don't think you can delay too long. Okay, because DBA quite strict, but PhD can delay quite some time. So try not to do that. That's where you will, tend to quit and so on. And reading is very important. Some are not some. I think majority of us now prefer to just summarize using AI, not reading the paper, which will set its own bundle of problems. Okay, because if you don't read, you just summarize, you just absorb from what the first summarizing, you don't really learn. So when you go to defense or Viva, when examiners twist and turn, you won't be able to defend. Okay, this is a truth. Okay, I've shared many videos where students failing after using heavy usage of AI. A lot of students failing. Okay, this is what I observe because they don't have the understanding, not the knowledge, but the understanding. Why I pick this theory? Why I pick this variable? Why not that variable? Why not that theory? They cannot ask the question themselves because they are not deep diving into the paper. Rather, AI is deep diving. I'm not against AI deep diving or summarizing. Let it do its job, but we also need to read and understand in reality what is actually going on. Okay, so that is something quite important. Novelty is something that you need to really go after, need to be really novel, cannot reinvent the same wheel. You cannot take a study from Turkey, just change the title to Malaysia and use it. The what do you call that, framework has to have your thumbprint. Okay, need to have your contribution. Okay, not depending on supervisor. I never say this. I don't try to portray it in a negative connotation, but in reality, when it comes to PhD and masters, you're on your own. If your supervisor helps you, if your supervisor guides you, good for you. Very good. I'm happy for you. But 95% of the time, I would say 98% of the time, you're on your own. So you need to put that in your mind that this is my journey. I delay, I struggle, whatever it is only I alone can solve that problem. Okay. So if your supervisor helps, very good for you. But when you go into your studies with a clear mindset, your expectation would stabilize. You won't complain so much. We have another question. Can we straight away just read the findings? If you read the findings, you won't even know why the study was done in the first place, why a particular theory was selected, why they introduced these particular variables, why not other variables, why this moderator, why that mediator, why this methodology. You won't be able to ask those questions. And those are the questions that your examiners will ask. If they don't ask, good for you. But no one is going to give you a PhD on a silver platter that easily. So that is something you guys need to understand. You guys can take a shortcut now and move very quickly and then hit the stumble block at your defense or Viva and then come back and restart again. That's what I'm observing a lot. Students who are using AI also succeeding. I'm not saying no. Those who really dive also, they dive with the AI. They don't just let AI do everything. Okay, they also dive with AI. So they have an understanding. Okay, focus a lot on writing. Read thesis. This is something that not many people will say. Reading thesis really helps. Okay, because Thesis is your end and final product. I mean, other people's thesis, lah, your senior thesis, supervisor's thesis similar to your area and so on. Okay. So those are important. So at least you'll be able to understand, okay, end of the day, this is what I need to produce. So I'm heading towards that direction. It'll give you a clear indication. So pick at least 2 to 3 sample theses that you want to follow throughout your whole journey. Then publish, publish, and publish. Publishing is very important. Okay, that publishing validates your work. Okay, validates your work, that your work is novel. So that's very crucial. And don't be shy to ask for help. Very important. So if you see a professor in your faculty who is good in qualitative while your supervisor is not really good in qualitative, go and ask for advice. Don't feel shy. It's very important to ask that. What is novelty based on experience? Novelty is something quite significant for PhD that other people have not done before. So that same combination of solution is not done by anyone anywhere in the world. It has to be completely new. So that's why I say you cannot take a solution from US or Turkey or any other countries and just apply in your own country and call it novel. That doesn't work that way. So because you don't have anything newly added to the solution. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Let me go to the next slide. Okay, so for today we'll be focusing a lot on chapter 1. Okay, specifically introduction and background. All right. Is there any maximum words? Okay, there's another question. Is there any maximum words for thesis? That depends on university. You need to check with the university. Every university got different ruling, right? Okay, so coming to literature review. Literature review is something that I think many students struggle. All right, nowadays not so much because you can prompt and get a lot of answers, but nonetheless we're not getting answers for the right questions. Okay, okay, publication, first rule of thumb: try to read and cite Scopus Web of Science Q1, Q2 journals, all right? If you cannot find Q1, Q2 journal, then you can sort of move to Q3, Q4. But majority of your citation, your reference list in your paper or thesis or proposal must constitute of most Q1, Q2 journals that are not open access, okay? Not MDPI and not Frontiers. Try to reduce that, minimize that as much as possible. You should focus more on Elsevier, Taylor Francis, Wiley, IEEE, Emerald, Nature, Springer, PLOS, Sage, this kind of very, very good high-level journals, okay, that really will push the quality of your thesis. And when examiners read your thesis, your supervisor reads your thesis, one of the first major thing they will do is to refer to your reference list. They will look at your reference list. What is the ratio of books, open access papers, MDPI, Francis, all these kind of rubbish journals? Then I wouldn't say rubbish lah, but it doesn't really carry the quality, right? And then how many websites, how many non-indexed journals, and so on. And they will see how many index journals, how many Scopus, Web of Science, Q1, Q2. They will definitely look at that. From there, they will know how much of your work was written by AI, how much you have deep dive, because there is a big problem when it comes to literature access. Okay, literature access. You see, all these journals, right? Okay, let me ask you all a question. When it comes to Elsevier, Taylor, Francis, Wiley, IEEE journals, and so on, all these very good journals, okay, will you be able to access, except, listen to the explanation very clear, except open access journals, okay, the normal traditional hybrid journals, will you be able to access those journals without apa nak kata, without university access? Okay, without university access. So let's say you don't have university access now. You want to read an Elsevier journal or a Sage journal. Will you be able to read those journals without university access? Please let me know in your chat box. Okay, exactly. So that is the similar kind of problem AI is facing. Okay, literature papers, there are two types. Okay, so many people saying no. Okay, that's correct. So literature, there are two types. There is open access. Okay, then there are hybrid journals. Okay, sorry for my handwriting. So MDPI, Frontiers, all that comes under open access. All those Q3, Q4, all those non-indexed journals, those are all under open access. Okay. Reduce the amount of open access journals in your citation. Very important. Okay. Then you have hybrid journals on one side. Okay. Hybrid journals are these. These are all hybrid journals. Okay. These are all hybrid journals. Okay. What are the differences? Okay, what are the differences between open access hybrid journal? Okay, let me put this in the perspective of an author. Okay, so now you're writing a paper and you want to publish that particular paper. So that paper, if you submit to open access journal, you as an author, not a reader, as an author, you need to pay to the journal. Okay, so you're submitting to the journal and you as an author, you need to pay. Let's say if they accept, if they accept, you need to pay to the journal. All right. Now, in the case of hybrid journal, all right, if you are writing the paper, you submitting to the journal, okay, example like Elsevier, Sage, and so on, you don't need to pay. You don't need to pay. It's totally free for you. All right. So therefore, this journal, why you are paying for open access? Okay, let me ask you a question. Why do you pay for open access journal? You as an author, you submit to MDPI, you want to publish in MDPI. Why do you need to pay for the publication? Why Elsevier you don't need to pay? Why Taylor Francis you don't need to pay? Why MDPI you need to pay? What do you guys think? Shihab, you can look at InterScience Journal. InterScience Journal will be free. What do you guys think? Why you need to pay to open access journal, but hybrid journal you guys don't need to pay? Actually, there's paying option also for hybrid, lah, but it's not compulsory. Anyone can give me the answer? No, paid by reader, the quality differences. Betul, Tipa. Okay, so for open access, you are paying the fee. Okay, you as an author paying the fee upfront so that everyone in the world, all right, can read your paper. You don't need university access. You basically open up to the whole world. Everyone can read your paper. Okay, that's why you are paying the fee. All right. When it comes to hybrid journal, you are not paying the fee, but universities, ministries, countries pay for you. Okay, so example, Australia. In Australia, they pay, I think the last round they paid about 27 million Australian dollars, if I'm not mistaken. My numbers might be wrong, but the last round last year, they paid around 27 million Australian dollars so that the researchers in Australia can access all the journals. Okay, they had to pay. So that is the difference. Okay, so you don't pay, but your university will pay. So you get to publish for free. So that's why only your university, through your university access, you can read those journals. All right. But you can also make it open access. You can. Okay, you can. So what you can do is very simple. You can go to, let's say, this journal. Okay, this particular journal, International Journal of Information Management. All right, Elsevier Journal, very good journal. 31 impact factor. Okay, 31. 31 impact factor means it's number one journal in the area of information management, information technology. Number one journal in the world. All right, rank number one. There's ranking also. So it's Q1, Web of Science Scopus Q1, and rank number one also because the impact factor is very high. Okay, so you can subscribe to open access or you can submit your whole paper for free also. Both also can. All right, both also can. Scopus and Web of Science both also got hybrid and open. Both also have. Okay, so you can make it open access. All you need to do is pay USD 3,990. This one very important to understand, this particular part. If you all pay USD 3,990, you can make your accepted paper as open access. So how much is that? I convert to ringgit. You guys can convert in your own currency. So that is about 16,200 ringgit. Okay, 16,200 ringgit, or in your own currency, you guys have to convert. So will you guys pay 3,990 USD or equivalent to 16,000 ringgit to make your one paper open access? Will you? Please answer. Let me know on Facebook, on YouTube, on Webex. Will any one of you pay? Not even one. None of you want to pay. Everyone can read your paper, even AI can read your paper. Yes. these journals are all free. You don't need to pay anything. It's all free. Okay. Obviously, see, every attendees here commenting no. That is your answer. Okay. That is the answer that you guys need to focus on. That means most of these journals, 90% of the literature out there, AI cannot access. Okay, AI cannot access. Developer can only access the abstract only. That's why you get a lot of hallucination. You get a lot of duit grant mesti boleh lah. Siapa tak nak kan? Okay, so if you grant, definitely you want to pay. So that is the one thing that no one is telling you, that open access cannot access about 90% of the literature. That's why the hallucination rate is very high. 85%, 75%, 80% fake citation, fake content, and so on and so forth. Okay. So this is something that all of you need to understand. That's why it's important for you guys to go and look for the paper in non-AI platform to make sure that you guys get access to all the journals. So none of the journals are missing out. Why it's important that none of the journals miss out, that you don't miss out on any journals? Why? Because if you miss out on any journal, you are only building your whole study on these 50 papers, open access given by ChatGPT. But the rest you never access. You're going to Viva or proposal defense. Your examiner comes up and say, why you never read this Elsevier paper? Look at this Elsevier paper. They're doing exactly what you're doing, just different country. How come you never access this? What are you going to say? AI never give me? That won't look very good. And the outcome would be very, very horrible. Okay, so this is why comprehensive and exhaustive literature search is important. Remember that very carefully. Okay, so again, I can get all this information from AI tools. Why should I go through all these difficulties of going into different journals and so on, right? Okay, because let me recap, AI can't access subscription-based journals. That means your university subscribe to these journals, AI cannot access. All right, they will never let. Okay, even if access also, sometimes it's only from ResearchGate or the flag can only read the abstract only. All right, so that's why it's important that you guys to go in and look for the papers that is very relevant to your study. All right. Okay, so that part is clear. Literature out of our way. Now coming to thesis DNA. This is how our entire chapter 1 and 2 are formed, are connected. I would say down to DNA part lah. Okay, this is the DNA. This is how our body functions. Can so your head and your brain is always your chapter 1. Okay, and your body, your heart and your body is always your chapter 2. The rest all is all component lah, your leg, your hand, and so on. Okay, so this is the connectivity of how your entire research functions. Okay, so first of all, from your thesis title, okay, is what vice versa governs your introduction, your background, then it governs your problem statement. So all of these are connected in a DNA manner. Okay, in a DNA manner. Then comes your RORQ. So what is this connection showing you? If your introduction is not written properly, if your background not written properly, your problem statement will ultimately not written properly because the flow of information would not be precise. Then from there, your RORQ will be ultimately wrong if you don't write a proper flow of information. It's like story writing. It's like movie writing. Okay, the narration must be precisely done so you get all the right RORQ. Why is that important to get all of this right? If you get your problem statement right and your RORQ right, look at the connection here. Only then you can build a good theory or find the right theory. Then only you can build the right literature here. Okay, from the right literature, existing knowledge literature lah. From the right literature, you can set your conditions for your literature. You can find the right variables, okay, and build your entire chapter 2. And if your RORQ becomes wrong, your entire hypothesis will fall apart. That is why I always emphasize chapter 1, okay, is very, very crucial. If you get this wrong, you can say goodbye to all of this. Okay, that's why whenever we look at examiner document after students go for viva or proposal defense, when I look at the document, when I see examiner says RORQ needs thorough rewriting, change RORQ, problem statement not comprehensive, literature not strong, I cannot understand introduction, background, and problem statement. When I see all those statements, which I see most of the time, I will tell them you need to redo everything. Because the moment you touch a problem statement, excuse me, the moment I touch this, everything else I need to touch. You see the connectivity? All of it need to be touched. So that's why try your best during your defense survivor. Don't get many comments here so that the rest is easily fixable. Okay. All right. So I hope that is clear. Now let's go to the next part, introduction. Okay. So this is how, Narayan, you can look at this. You'll get your answer here. All right. So let me look at some questions here. If my institution does not pay for access, you can look at Sci-Hub, but Sci-Hub only up to 2021. The latest papers are very difficult to find in Sci-Hub. Okay, so let me know this. Okay. So what is the point of using AI if it does not access journal? I think that question you need to ask AI. Because it's the current generation that is driving AI so heavily. I'm only telling all the negative parts of it. Whether want to use or not, that's totally up to you. Okay. What if I use a consensus, size, space, all the same. Consensus, size, space, Jenny AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Anara, all the same. None of them. Let's say now you produce a product. Okay, let me ask you guys a question. You produce a product. If you spend so much, you have your customers, everyone coming in. Let's say you have invented the best spaghetti in the world, okay, and you're making money of it. You got outlets all over the world. Okay. Now AI is coming to you. AI is telling, give me the recipe. I want to reveal to everyone for free. Will you give? Same here. Elsevier and Taylor Francis and all these people, they never give access. Okay. So that answers your question. All right. Can we cite resources that we couldn't access? Oh, that's a very big problem. Because if you cite resources that you couldn't access, you can never verify, Elena, whether it's true or not. That's very, very dangerous. How to find a title? That is not part of today's class. Okay. I won't be able to answer you. That is something that we can do offline. Okay. On what basis you develop background? You will be seeing that today. I'll write a performance evaluation paper. I have to pass data sets through AI models and algorithms. Where should I go and get support in setting my experimental setup? I have no idea. I mean, that is something I think you need to speak to your supervisor, Shihab. Okay? You need to speak to your supervisor, like who's going to help you. But if you need our consulting and so on, you can get in touch. No worries, okay? RORQ is this objective research questions. Thanks, Krishna. Okay, you will need to answer your research objectives in your research. Okay. Okay, so okay, enough. Now let's move to. I'll come back to the questions later. Okay, so now we are diving into introduction template on how to exactly write introduction. So let me see if there's any questions on YouTube. Okay, no questions yet. Facebook, no questions as well. Okay, very good. Okay, so introduction, there are 5 steps. Okay, 5 steps. Step 1, start with broad introduction. Step 2, further explaining the body involved. Okay. Step 3, the study's focus. Then step 4, from the focus funnel down to the study. Step 5, summarize all of the above and connect to the background. Okay. So always remember, when it comes to thesis writing, proposal writing, and so on, you must always, the best practice that humans understand and can comprehend is funnel structure. Okay, always remember a funnel. So let me write it a bit this side. Okay. Always remember a funnel structure. Not very nice. Let me redraw again. Funnel like that. Okay, that's better. Okay, so you must go from very broad to narrow. Okay, you must narrow it down. PhD is about narrowing, right? Not about broadening. So don't go very broad. You're supposed to narrow down your topic. Okay, so this is an example. I'm going to show you an example how to build your introduction. This example is coming from a student of ours, graduated before AI era. I don't like to take examples from AI era because a lot of fake information in it. Okay, you'll see today how much of fake information can be there. So I prefer to take examples that we coach person that I know that this is very well from pre-AI era. So this student graduated on time, minor correction. I think almost no correction, very, very minor correction for publication. So very solid thesis. It's on water policy. Okay, it's on water policy. So let me read all that. Okay, so that's better. Okay, so not very good. Let me Okay, because I need to explain a bit more. Okay, so at the first layer here, at the most top layer, as stipulated in the 10th Malaysian Plan, the Malaysian government needs to have its own policies for water resources in order to secure the governance of water resources and to balance the existing future water policies. Okay, you can see three elements here introduced. 10th Malaysian Plan. Okay, 10th Malaysian Plan. Then we have next one is water resources. So WR, water resources. Thereafter, they're introducing water policies. You see, and they gradually will funnel down for you. Water policies. Okay. So 10th Malaysia Plan, water resources, and then water policies. Okay. So 10th Malaysia Plan, water resources, and then water policy. So they from broad Malaysia, 10th Malaysia Plan is sort of like a budget plan, what they want to do for that particular round. Okay, 10th Malaysian Plan. All right. Then what they're going to specifically focus on water resources and water policies and so on. All right. So then with that, the water legal provisions and institutional mandates can be standardized, which consequently results in an effective and efficient water resource. So from the first paragraph itself, your examiners already know that, okay, this study is focusing on water resource management, which is going to touch water policy as well. Okay, fair enough. Next part, further explaining the body involved. Okay, the body involved is here, water resources, water policies, and so on. To date, there have been two proceedings on water resources within Malaysian context, namely NRSM, okay, 1982. Then National Resources Study Malaysia served to identify water demand management as well as to protect water resource society. Besides that, the study also often recommendations to reform water sector in Malaysia to increase efficient and equal supply of water resources. So we have the next phase is the policy itself, okay, which is one of the policy lah, National Resources Study Malaysia, NRSM. Okay. Then from there, we go to step number 3. The studies focus and involve parties bodies for this particular requirement. Okay. At this point, the authority of water resources is located under state government, while the process of making relevant policies is under the jurisdiction of federal government. So you have, now we're introducing next segment. Now, who are in charge of this? State government and federal government. Okay. According to the Federal Constitution of Malaysia, the state governments are responsible to manage issues that are connected to land, mines, forests, and water. State government will look into government bodies and agencies that are involved in management of water resources. So we are telling what is state government doing, what is federal government doing in the introduction itself. So now you are warming up your examiners. Introduction is all about warming up your readers to what you're trying to do. So that's why it's a top funnel. Okay, top funnel. Okay, then the next part. Okay, step number 4. From the focus funnel down to the study, in this case, policy. Malaysia in the 21st century must make effort to control and manage water resources given its significance as one of the most valuable natural elements. It is essential to critically consider the establishment and management of water conditions, especially through the coalition and between federal and state government. Addressing that National Water Resources Policy, NWRP, was established based on the coalition. So now we are talking about coalition. So we are telling there are two different bodies. Things are not really going very well. So state government, federal government, what is the policy? NWRP. Okay, NWRP. We need something better than this. Okay. So we are introducing one by one character. Imagine you are watching a movie, let's say Harry Potter, one by one characters are getting introduced. Harry Potter is coming in, the uncle, auntie coming in. If you watch Harry Potter, the cousin is coming in, then Hagrid is coming in. All this one, each and every characters are coming in without deep diving into who they are. Okay. You need citation. I just removed some of the citation to crunch it. There you can see one citation here. But there are actually more citations. Okay, but I wanted to shrink the template, so some citations are removed. Okay. All right. So the main objective of this coalition is to ensure that the development water policy is to secure in long-term and benefit society. Okay, now step 5. Summarize all of the above and connect to the background. Accordingly, the establishment of NWRP is considered on the right track to secure and sustain water resources. This policy addresses blah, 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 blah. We bring in Ministry of Natural Resources also, and we need to focus on all these 4. So now, within your introduction, your examiners already know, okay, that you are focusing on water resources, the split between federal state government. We need something that will bring all of these components together. Okay. We have a question on YouTube. How about summarize from uploaded paper? Is it hallucinate? Yes, hallucinates also. You can watch Muhammad Afid. Okay, you can watch one of my video on live class. You can see there will be a video that I've done where uploaded paper on AI also hallucinated. I've shown example. Okay, you guys can check and see. Okay, so use in a case where we don't have access to paid journals, email the authors. Whichever journal you need, just email the authors. Okay. If you got 5 authors, email all 5. Intan, may I ask what steps order to read a research paper? I have a video on that. You go to my TikTok, I've done a video on that. Okay, try to look for the video. I think about last month or the month before I posted. Okay. All right. So introduction done. Now, we are going into an introduction written by AI. Okay, this is completely and fully written by DeepSeek. I think DeepSeek, Claude or ChatGPT, I cannot remember. One of it. Okay. And DeepSeek, Claude or ChatGPT, and Site AI or SciSpace. One of it. Okay, one of it. Too many tools for me to remember. Okay, so this topic, very interesting topic, a very interesting topic. Artificial intelligence driven personalization and brand positioning in Malaysia's fashion e-commerce, a case study of Zalora. Okay, so they are introducing AI based driven personalization solution and brand positioning for Malaysia's e-commerce sector, specifically for Zalora. That's what the topic is doing. Okay, so this is the opening. So let me zoom in a bit. This is the opening. Okay, so everyone can see. Okay, introduction. Over the past few years, the global fashion sector has experienced an intricate digital evolution resulting from the rapid growth and development of artificial intelligence technology. AI has become instrumental in tailoring consumer engagement, anticipating purchase activity, and setting up digital marketing campaigns. Okay, this is the first paragraph. This is the opening statement, okay, of introduction. Now, you guys are the examiners. Evaluate this. Okay, you guys are the examiners. Is this the right manner to open? Okay, this is the title. Look at the title here. Okay, observe the title once again and look at this introduction, and all of you can tell me in the chat box, okay, Facebook, YouTube, or WebEx, is this how you start? If it is correct, then good. If it is wrong, then how do you start it? No, you don't need to include gap in introduction. Gap all mostly will come in background and problem statement. So read this again and tell me what do you think is, if it's correct, then correct. You guys can tell me it's all fantastic. If it's not okay, then what is not okay here? That is how we learn to be critical. Okay, we have to be very, very critical. It's very narrow from the beginning. Okay, Shiab got a very good point. Anyone else? I want all of you to answer, to try. Don't worry if you're wrong. Don't worry if you're right. I mean, if you're right, it's good lah. But there's nothing right and wrong. So we're just learning here. Okay, so I want all of you to comment what is wrong here. Or if this is correct, then this is correct. You guys can tell it's correct. Broad context about e-commerce. Okay. Fashion industry. Very well. Nothing mentioned about Zalora. Very point. Okay, any other comment? No evidence. Okay, very good. Statistical, not yet. Statistical and background. Still early in introduction. Okay, so let's break it down. Okay, we just analyze the first paragraph only. We just analyze the first paragraph only. I feel like using reference first sentence. It's okay. So, okay, when it comes to write up, in thesis or proposal, you can use citation wherever you want. As long as the word doesn't belong to you, you know that this statement is a sweeping statement. That means you are saying whatever you like. Like you suddenly someone comes and tell, fashion e-commerce is the future of the country. How do you know? Where is the evidence? That's why citation is important. Okay. So we just analyze the first paragraph here. The core of the topic is fashion, e-commerce, and Zalora. Right here, this is the core of the topic. But the introduction, first paragraph, immediately talks about digital evolution and AI. Immediately talks about this. Okay, which if you're an examiner, you say, why suddenly you talk about AI immediately? Why do you need it in the first place? What is wrong with fashion, e-commerce, Zalora? If it's doing so well, why bother introducing AI? It's doing well already. What? And it's e-commerce. Obviously, it's digital. So why AI? So that is where you need to establish the case study. Okay, you need to have that narration of how you watch a film. Okay, so I will read out the introduction. Don't worry. Okay, so now the next thing. This first we look at the structure. We look at the structure. We look at the structure. Okay, structurally this is not right. This is not how you write your introduction. Okay, you're not giving the right information. Next thing you want to look at the validity of this write up. This is very recent. This one the student came to me, I think 3 weeks ago or last month. I think around that. Quite recent, I think. Okay, so no. I think last month, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, anyway. So this is how I would analyze the moment a student says or anyone says this is 100% AI written, these are the steps I will go through. Okay, so let's look at the first paragraph here. Let's look at the citation. Xing and Yang 2024. Okay, so the topic is on Malaysia fashion e-commerce case study of Zalora. And here they're talking about consumer engagement, purchase activity, and setting up digital marketing campaigns. Always pick up the keywords. Keywords, okay, what are keywords? Keywords means those are words that you cannot replace. You cannot paraphrase. You cannot write something else. Digital marketing, you cannot call it numerical marketing. It means something else altogether. It doesn't carry the definition of digital marketing. So these are uninterchangeable terms. Okay, consumer engagement, purchase activity, and digital marketing. Okay, so now let's open up the paper. This is the paper. Okay, so let me pull it here. Sorry, one moment. Okay, so this is the paper. Okay, effect of Chinese consumer characteristics on the attitude of AI curated fashion service and the purchase intention of fashion products. Okay, emerald paper, not too bad. If I go back to the slide again, okay, Malaysia's fashion e-commerce. So I have no idea until today why the student accepted a paper that is talking about China for a thesis that is focusing on Malaysian market. So that is rather weird. So this is what happens when you simply prompt for literature. You have no clue what you need. Just take and use only because AI is saying it. First of all, remember something very, very important in this lifetime. As long as AI haven't evolved into artificial general intelligence, AGI, that is what coming in the next 2 to 3 years. So they say 2 to 3 years. This is what they said 2 to 3 years ago, that 2 to 3 years time from 2 to 3 years back. That means now it will be AGI already. But yet we are here, haven't gone into AGI, not even close. Okay. So now they're telling 2 to 3 years from now it will become AGI. Okay. AGI means AI will have general intelligence. It can understand everything. It can understand all the context. It can understand like yes, human lah. Okay. It can do everything that we do. Okay. But we are not there yet. Okay. Because all of us still have our jobs. So that means we are not there yet. All right. So when it gives you a China related paper for a Malaysian study, you should be able to determine and remove, but you don't. I mean, the student didn't because we have too much of trust on AI. So whenever AI gives you something, always take with a pinch of salt. You need to verify. Okay, always verify. So now let's verify. So you got three terminologies, keywords: digital marketing, purchase activity, consumer engagement. Okay, just now in the write-up. So let's look at consumer engagement and we search. Okay, so in this PDF file, in this paper that was cited, there is no keyword called consumer engagement in the entire paper. Okay, you cannot. You only have consumer characteristics. You don't have consumer engagement. It's two different things. Consumer engagement is different. Consumer characteristics are different. It's two different things. You can have consumer who don't engage but still have characteristics. Okay, so consumer engagement is not there. But let's see whether the control F is working or not first. Chinese. Okay, so it's working. You can see the highlights. Okay, consumer engagement not there. Now let's look at digital marketing. Digital marketing is something that you can never replace. Also not there. Okay, so next keyword, purchase activity. Also not there. Okay. Why this happened? Okay, that means all the content, whatever the student wrote here in this first paragraph, none of it is true. It's all completely made up story. This student completely used the premium license, and the student also went for AI class. I think she spent close to 1,000 ringgit to learn how to use AI for thesis. So end up we stop learning how to do research. We are only spending money how to use the tools, but rather we forget how to do research, or we never even bother to learn. That is a crisis that all of us are facing now in the present era. Okay, and then we end up citing information that is absolutely fake. Okay, so why this happened? First of all, it's an emerald paper. So even if journals suggested, okay, even if AI suggested, but AI cannot read the content because emerald is not open access. Okay, I think 99% of emerald journals are not open access. That's why the flood lied. Okay, that is part of the hallucination problem. Okay, all right. So next part now, in the fashion industry, okay, in the fashion industry, the tools of engagement, namely chatbots, recommendation systems, and virtual fitting rooms, provide increased customer interaction while simultaneously boosting the bottom line. Gao and Liang 2025. Okay, this is the citation. Okay, so first part we clear, paper exists, but content all fake. Okay, so for those who are using AI without going and reading the paper, without really exploring the paper, just uploading and prompting only, all these are the problems you guys will face. Okay, these are the absolute problems that you guys will face. So now the next part, Gao and Liang 2025, this is the write-up lah. So this is it lagging for everyone? Venetia is facing lag. Anyone having lagging problem? No. Okay. All right. So Venetia, check your internet. Okay. So coming to this now. Okay. So this is the second citation. Gao and Liang, Artificial Intelligence, Digital Experience and Consumer Trust in Fashion E-Commerce, the Journal of Retailing and Consumer Services. Very good paper. Very, very high impact paper. So this is the journal. Gao and Liang, Artificial Intelligence, blah, 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 Journal of Retailing and Consumer Services. Okay. So that is the citation there. All right. So now let's look for the citation. Okay, so artificial intelligence, digital experience, consumer trust in fashion e-commerce. Okay, that's the write-up. I only use Google Scholar. Okay, I absolutely only use Google Scholar. I don't use anything else because of all the fake information. Okay, so I search here. The journal is not even here. Okay, so under this particular part, this particular write-up, the citation itself is totally fake. Okay, this one is totally fake. So all the statement, okay, can throw down the dustbin because whatever generated by AI here, the citation don't even exist. That is how you can analyze whatever AI gives you in terms of content. Okay, that is how you can unveil and investigate and validate whatever information. It's two of the simplest method lah to validate information. So all of this we can scrap. Now we are scrapping. The student actually failed proposal defense. Okay, I didn't say earlier. Now I'm saying it because I wanted to go through first. Now you understand the reason. From introduction itself, the opening itself, she already failed a defense already because examiners cannot open and see the papers also. Okay, some of them actually go through. The student really went through hell during a defense. Okay, very embarrassing experience. Okay, now we are coaching and basically we scrap the whole thing. Okay, so now let's see how we can rewrite this. Okay, another important matter here, this particular paragraph. Participant trying to join. Okay. So drawing on the tenets of technology acceptance model and stimulus organism response model, this research will elucidate the ways in which AI technologies affect consumer trust and brand equity. This study will also enrich the discourse on AI and marketing while addressing practical aspects. Okay. No introduction, no introduction will have theory. No, no. because you don't even know what is the gap yet. You don't even know what is the problem yet. You cannot come into theory immediately. Theory is something you come down the line, maybe somewhere in problem statement or in chapter 2 only, not so early. So this is what I say, structural deficit. AI structural corruption, if you ask me. They give you complete rubbish. So when students, I won't blame AI, because students are actually working very hard to learn how to use AI, but they forget to learn how to do research. Okay, it's two different things. Using AI doesn't mean you know how to do research. It's two different segments. So I will always say learn both. Okay, if can, learn both, because then only you'll be able to validate whatever AI giving you true or not. Okay, and please don't assume AI as godlike. It is not. Okay, it is nothing close to even our intelligence. Okay, it can give data very fast, because statistical machine, all the engines are running. They are spending $1 trillion on it. Okay, they're not spending $1 trillion on us. So obviously, machine can do better than us, right? Scopus AI reliable or not? You can go and see my video. Okay, so you go to TikTok. Okay, TikTok. Sorry. Okay, so let me refresh. Scopus AI, Scopus, it is my TikTok channel. So if you type Scopus AI Dr. Tawa, yeah, there you go. That's the video. Okay, so you can go and let me share the link. Okay, so you can go through my video. I've done full coverage on Scopus AI. Okay, all right. So now, student failed her. Let me call these people. Okay, student failed a PhD defense. Okay, this particular student, the e-commerce student. Why such mistake happened? Is it the mistake of AI? No, because AI has limitation. We need to understand what are the limitations. Don't go to classes and workshops and so on. They keep screaming AI. We also just absorb and come. You have to come out and see how is AI functioning. AI is doing a lot of crisis in the world. Okay. Last month, a South African policy paper in the parliament was pulled back because of fake information. One policy paper in Australia was pulled back. ENY, Ernst and Young work on the what do you call that, research, pulled back also. Okay, so this kind of things, a lot is happening. Okay, so why such mistakes happen? Okay, because students don't understand the fundamental funnel structure of writing and fully outsource the thinking to AI. That's the problem. AI is supposed to assist, not to replace our brains. So you need to always keep that in your mind. Treat AI as your slave. You don't be the slave of AI. It's the other way around that you need to always understand. If this doesn't agree with your principle of using AI, there's nothing I can do. I can only tell you the truth. Okay, what is actually happening out there. Okay, so now moving forward, okay, which AI tools to use for my research? So many. Okay, all of this, and I believe you guys are using way more than that. You guys know better than me. Okay, I am telling you, use whatever you want. ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, what Gemini, whatever you want. Everything will function the same, because they are all of the AI tools are built based upon transformer network. Okay, transformer network. You need to understand this so that you know how AI works. So this is artificial neural network, the brain of AI. Okay. So from here, this is your input layer. Okay, this is your input layer. This is where you put in your requirement, your token lah. You say, please write me a problem statement of blah, 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 blah. So all of your sentences will be broken down into alphabets, sent in as token. Once the token goes in, AI will try to find the most suitable answer for your question. Therefore, go and search for A, let's say example. Let me put in a very simple way. Your question is A, B, C, example. So therefore, go and look for A plus, A minus, A, B, 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 B plus, B, C. Therefore, look for suitable information. When therefore don't have the right information, therefore cannot read the paper for you and so on, because it's behind paywall, then therefore start lying, therefore start hallucinating. This is called hallucination lah. Therefore start creating stories, start creating citation, therefore pump out. Okay. Let me ask you all a question. Okay, let me ask you all a question. Um, if AI doesn't hallucinate, okay, If AI doesn't hallucinate, if AI actually it can tell you the truth. If the floor don't have the answer, the floor can tell you the truth that the floor don't have the answer. But let me ask you all a question. What will happen if AI keeps telling you the floor don't have the answer? I don't know. I don't have the access. I don't have the paper. I don't know how to answer this for you. If the floor keeps telling you that, what will happen? What do you think will happen? Exactly. We lose trust. You will avoid using it. No point anymore. Exactly. They don't want that to happen. Okay? They want you to use it. So they tell AI, they program it to lie. If you don't know, you lie. If you know, you say what you know. If you don't know, just lie. So what happens? Who becomes the victim? We become the victim, not me lah. You students become the victim. That's why I always say this is the capitalist game. Okay, Elon Musk just became a trillionaire. This is what they do. They want you guys all to use, learn all the fake information, apply it, start using it, so you guys become all slave of AI. No problem becoming slave of AI, but make sure you report truthful information. Don't report fake information, like what the student did. Okay, so always remember someone at the top of you, sitting on top of AI, trying to shove things down your throat. Okay, try to shove things down your throat. So if you want to use AI, anything the flag gives you, take with a very big pinch of salt. Don't trust 100%. Validate everything first. Okay, so understand that. Okay. Not me saying that. This is Demis Hassabis. Okay. He is the designer and founder of Google Gemini. He won Nobel Award for AI in 2024. Okay. This guy is the one said, CEO of DeepMind points out the obvious, OpenAI is lying, okay, about having PhD level AI. Okay. So the fella knows. This fella always tells the truth. He doesn't ask you to trust AI 100% because he's a researcher like us, lah. So he doesn't lie that much. Sam Altman, all these people are all scammers. Okay, so be careful, lah. Don't lose your future over other people's lie. Okay. Okay, and another reason, someone just asked me the right question. Can I use Quillbot or not? Okay. Quillbot, Stealth Writer, Quillbot, Stealth Writer, Paper Bleach AI, all these, any humanizing tools, any AI tools will increase your Turnitin in AI like hell. Okay. So this is one of the investigation we have done. You can watch my video. We have done a lot of videos on Turnitin AI. When you use ChatGPT, Gemini, DeepSeek, Claude, Grammarly, any AI tools, your Turnitin AI all will become 100%. Definitely. Then if you use humanizing tools, any of these, this is the percentage. You can see what happens, more or less. Nothing except Stealth Writer for once, the flood drop almost 76%. But nothing can go below this. The rest all more than 80%, 90%, and so on. So when you use, yeah, Grammarly, definitely. Grammarly is one of the biggest culprit. Okay. So your Turnitin AI and every publication now, universities, I don't know, it's up to university. Okay. But majority of universities nowadays they scan Turnitin AI, but publication journal definitely scans Turnitin AI. What is the only way? Okay, what is the only way? Paraphrasing. So what happened is Turnitin AI introduced a new function. We have enhanced our AI writing detection capabilities to detect the likely use of leading AI bypasser tools. These tools attempt to modify AI-generated text to appear more human-like with the goal of avoiding detection by AI. So that's what that means. If you use AI to write, the flag can detect. If you use AI bypasser, like this tools all, the flag can detect everything. Everything can be detected. Okay. Quillbot for generating citation. Why would you do that? Quillbot is a paraphrasing tool. Okay. You don't use that to do research. It's one of the worst tools to do for use for research. Even ChatGPT is making so much of mistake. Quillbot is rubbish. Okay. Don't use it. Okay. So the only way to beat Turnitin is through paraphrasing. This is one of our client from Canada, from US, not Canada, I keep saying Canada, from US, University of Wisconsin Whitewater. We coach the entire 6 chapters. If I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, 6 chapters. We coach everything, all done. The student use Grammarly to proofread. Okay. At that point in time, even we don't know Grammarly will increase the 89. We don't know. Okay. Student want to save cost. Why not? Right. Do whatever you want. It's your thesis. But end up, AI all became 100%, 95%, and so on and so forth. So the University of Wisconsin did not update, they did not accept the thesis. We had to paraphrase. This is what we did. We paraphrase everything. This is the only way you can be Turnitin AI now. Human-based paraphrasing only. No style writer, no any trick, nothing can be Turnitin AI. Nothing. You can go watch. I've made hundreds of videos on YouTube and TikTok. Okay. Even if you go and search on Google, my videos will come up on Turnitin AI, on Google AI. We have done so much of videos already. So the only way is you have to rewrite on your own, word by word, sentence by sentence, paragraph by paragraph. After we finished it, finally he graduated his DBA from University of Wisconsin. This is Dr. Asan Jaulo lah. Okay. I also have done videos on YouTube so that you can learn on your own lah, to do your own paraphrasing and so on. Okay. All right. So that is your part to do. Now, this is the rewritten introduction. Okay, just now I told, right? Can I get coaching? Okay, let me look at the questions here. If I write my own and give AI to correct or polish my writing, yes, it is still the high 18 AI. Next time you go and find the answer yourself. Don't use AI then. Can use AI, but we have to know more than AI. We not more. We need to know what we want to get from AI. Then it's safer to use. AI hallucinates definitely. Translation also will go out of context. Check very carefully. Yeah. CK Yung, what is your opinion regarding 2018 AI report? Okay, I've already explained about that. Grammarly, yes. One guy said the native speakers classify as AI, although it is not. Not really. You must write it in a very careful way, in a very careful manner. What if use? Okay, Quillboy answered already. Can I use it to refresh? You know the answer already. Can I get coaching to write my thesis? Okay, this is my WhatsApp. In case if you want our services, you can get in touch through my WhatsApp link. This is my WhatsApp link. Okay, Prakash. Okay, that is my WhatsApp link. We got more questions here. Um, would using other AI checking tools like Originality help? No, Turnitin is functions totally different. Originality.ai is owned by Turnitin. So no, that's Originality, not Originality. No, that's not. Okay, any questions on Facebook? No questions so far. Okay, all right. So this is how I've rewritten. Okay, this is the same topic. I rewritten to my style. Okay. Don't worry, this is not how we have coached the student. This one just for class only I've rewritten. So none of our information is revealed here. Artificial intelligence driven personalization and brand positioning in Malaysia's fashion e-commerce, Zalora. Okay, look at this. Step one. Malaysia's fashion e-commerce sector has expanded considerably as online purchasing has become more embedded in consumers' daily lives and as mobile-based shopping environments have become increasingly important in the country. See, we open fashion e-commerce. Nothing about AI. Okay. In the Malaysian fashion context, consumers' online buying behavior is strongly shaped by fashion. So everything is about fashion. Fashion e-commerce, blah, 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 blah. We are telling how important is fashion e-commerce. After that, we go to Zalora. Okay, we talk about Zalora, what is value proposition, it remain competitive, and so on and so forth. Okay. At the end here, only you can see I talk about AI. At the same time, the wider retail environment is increasingly shaped by AI, as Malaysian evidence shows that intention to adopt AI customer service is influenced by factors such as trust and task technology. See, only here I'm talking about AI. I never talk about AI anywhere here. And then the next paragraph, we deep dive into AI. So we go from fashion e-commerce, Zalora, and then we go into AI. That's the funnel. Okay. So e-commerce increasingly needs to move into AI-driven personalization and stronger brand positioning because digital marketplaces are highly competitive and consumers blah, 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 blah. Okay. So then step number 4, from the focus funnel down to the study, in this case, policy. In addition, AI-driven recommendation systems strengthen the relationship among trust, satisfaction, and loyalty, while AI personalized recommendations also improve perceived relevance and clicking intention. Okay, showing the AI is increasingly central to customers. So I'm only telling the import. I'm introducing only. I'm not even telling the problem yet. I'm only introducing. And at the end, you see here, therefore, the movement towards artificial intelligence is not simply a technological trend, but a strategic response to changing consumer expectations and intensifying market competition, making it an important background for examining how AI-driven personalization can influence brand positioning. Okay. How many of you want this template, the rewritten template? This is the real-time rewriting lah. Okay. How many of you want this template? Let me know in the chat box ASAP. Okay. Open question. My observation, most higher learning institutes do not provide intensive class on academic writing. What is the foolproof way to learn scholastic doctoral writing? Uh, okay, actually, to be honest, I should have answer for you, Yuvarajan. To be honest with you, I should have the answer. I've been doing this for the past 12 to 13 years, okay, teaching more than 400,000 followers over time and a lot of universities in the world. All the countries across the world having the same problem. Okay, they're not getting the basic functions, okay, basic teaching. And then that's why we became very popular. Okay, we're teaching a lot of students. And that's why I created a lot of templates. So comprehensively in terms of university, I don't have the answer, to be honest. Okay. All right. So I'll share with all of you. Now let's go to the next part. Very important. You see how the student have destroyed the proposal right from the introduction. So in PhD or masters, when you do something once, do it right. You want to use AI, you use. You don't want to use AI, don't use. Totally up to you. I am not anti-AI. Let me clarify that very clearly. But I only use something that is reliable in my life, especially if it is got to do with my future. Okay, if my future depends on this, I will be very carefully using it because I don't want to fail. Okay, some of the universities, okay, let me tell you the stat. This is what I'm hearing from the universities. Before pre-AI era, the failure rate for proposal defense and Viva is about 4 to 6%, averaging 5%. Now, presently, major correction, re-defense, re-Viva, some outright fail have increased from 4 to 6% to almost 60 to 65%. That means out of 1,000 students that are registering, used to only have 50 students failing or redefense or major correction. Now, the numbers increase to 600 to 650 students every semester when they go for defense or Viva. That is how much damage AI is doing, although universities are encouraging students to use AI. That is the painful part behind it. It's not me. I've shown you the evidence. This is the problem with AI itself, okay? Because my time, I'm very lucky that I didn't have AI. So I learned how to do research. But students don't have the opportunity to learn because the moment they go into the door, everyone talks AI, 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 AI. So they thought that is the only way to go. But that's not the only way. Always remember, before AI came in, AI only came after 2022, actively in research. Lah. I did my PhD in 2013. I completed 2013 lah, betul. Graduated before time. I published 12 papers. No single tool I used. I only used MATLAB to do programming and not to do citation. That's it. So how can we do, but you guys cannot? So I'm not saying don't use AI. Use it. You must only use it if you know better than it. Okay? You know what exactly you want. Okay? My supervisor keeps telling the change area, but that happens all the time. That happens all the time. Don't worry. Okay, so don't waste time by returning and correcting and redoing. After you do mistake, like now ZA facing, you have to go back and redo, go back and redo, go back and redo. This student already spent 8 months. Everything scrap. Okay, defense all total fail. Need to go re-defense again. Okay, so these are all failures. You can go and watch on my TikTok. All these, just 3 only. I have many. I stopped doing it. Tired of it already. Okay, you see the whiteboard behind me? I have 6 whiteboards like that. Students who redoing their defense and Viva and so on. Our business became very, very active after the emergence of AI. It's supposed to be opposite, but we actually saw the opposite reaction. Okay, so this is our 12 steps consulting framework. This is how we consult and coach students. Okay. This is how we guide them from step 1. Okay. We even put timing. That's how all our clients will graduate on time, or some even graduate before time. From the step 1, from proposal, master's PhD, we will guide them. Step 1, step 2, what to do, how to write chapter 1 to 3, when to proofread, when to extract journals. Okay. Journals will take 6 months to 1.5 years nowadays in average to get acceptance. It's very, very difficult nowadays. Scopus Web of Science. Okay, then we'll teach them how to go proposal defense. After proposal defense, we will teach them how to do all the corrections for proposal defense. Thereafter, we'll work on the chapters 4 and 5, SPSS, Smart PLS, AMOS, NVivo, Atlas, EVU, Stata, Python, many different tools we use. Then complete chapter 4 and 5. Then we'll do all the alignment from chapters 1 to 5. Okay. Then 2 more journals if they want, 2 more empirical journals. Normally our clients, they already finished their journal requirements, normally 2, right? Way before their full final thesis, because here itself will start building up already. systematic review, conceptual systematic review, and scoping review, and so on. Okay. Thereafter, finish final proofreading. Okay. Remove Turnitin AI if you have any Turnitin AI issue, but we use 0% AI. Yeah? We don't coach or consult with AI. Okay. Then prepare you guys for Viva, finish your Viva, and then teach how to address all the comments. Okay. So that's what we do. These are our steps. We are the only one in the world have all these steps. Okay. All these steps that we have designed, the journey. Okay. Is there a plan for students 50 year? We have managed to get a student graduate after she wasted 14 years of her journey. Okay, she's already 60 plus already by then. The maximum I've seen students more than 14 years, one more is more than 10 years. More than 10 years is on my YouTube. You can check the video. Okay, we did podcast together. The videos on my YouTube. Okay, so this is what we do. This one we can skip. Okay, and we normally focus on coaching and consulting, and that is our journey lah. Okay, now next part, let's go to background. Okay, background, we go straight to the topic lah. We don't go through the template. We go straight to the topic, the same topic. This is the, okay, let me introduce the template first. We got 5 steps. We connect back to introduction in step 1. Then step 2, we dive into the key factors shared in introduction. There will be some overlapping between introduction and background, some overlapping. Then step number 3, break down the key factors. Step 5, step 4. Step 4, you connect the existing solution to the whatever solution they have at the moment, and then start preparing for problem statement. Step number 5. I made a mistake here, typo. Okay, so now let's look at the same fashion e-commerce topic. We see how the background was written by AI. Okay, from there I will rewrite and show you how to do it better. Okay, so this is the background. The past 10 years have witnessed tremendous development in Malaysian e-commerce sector due to growing internet access. Let me zoom in a bit. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, the past 10 years have witnessed tremendous development in the Malaysian e-commerce sector due to the growing internet access, smartphone utilization, and presence of a young digital consumer base. The growth of the fashion industry is particularly notable, with Zalora emerging as a leading online fashion retailer. The success of Zalora is a result of the combination of convenience, variety, and technology engagement. Okay. So to be honest to you guys, okay, the start of this background is okay. This one AI written also, but the flow is actually not too bad. Okay, the flow makes sense. Okay. So, but the only problem with background is you must have a lot of stats, a lot of numbers to define what you say. So example here, they say, the past 10 years witnessed tremendous development. What is tremendous development? How much of development? You must tell. That's background. Okay. The growth of fashion industry. How much growth? What is the growth? What are we talking about? All that we need to deep dive. Okay. So now that's the first thing. Okay. Next thing, the citation. All of this information, let's validate citation. Roslan, Sulaiman, and Omar. So opening of the background is somewhat okay. However, lack of stats, need more stats. Let's analyze the citation. This is the citation. Roslan, NA, Sulaiman, MH, Omar, and so on. Okay, so these are the 3 steps to analyze. Validate the citation, whether true or not. Check the quality of the citation. Need to check the quality. Very important. Q1, Q2 or not. Check for keywords. Okay, in this case, the keywords I pick up from here. Smartphone utilization, internet access, internet access, smartphone utilization. I take 2 only lah. Okay, so let's just go and look for the paper. Okay, so this is the paper, Understanding E-commerce Purchase Drivers in Southeast Asia, the case of digital marketing brand image, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so you can look at this. Obviously, you know already, the paper doesn't exist. Okay, the paper doesn't exist. Memang the paper doesn't exist. But normally, I don't really criticize. I try not to criticize AI so much because it kind of offends a lot of people. But I have to tell the truth as well. So what I did, I went and did Google search also. Okay, so this is the Google search of the same paper. Right? And the paper actually exists. Let me search again. The paper actually exists. This is the paper. Okay. Garuda Garba Rujukan Digital, Indonesian journal. This is the journal. Okay. International Journal of Business Entrepreneurship. This is the paper. Okay, the paper is so poor, the journal is so poor in quality, that is not even Google Scholar Index. Forget Scopus Web of Science. It's not even the basic Google Scholar Index. That's how poor kind of papers AI is giving. So whatever rubbish that you guys have taken so far from AI, go and check back whether the papers got quality or not. Okay. So example, this is the journal name, International Journal of Business and Entrepreneurship. Go to scopus.com. Okay. Sources. I hope I'm still logged in. I don't think I'm logged in, but let me try and see whether I can search or not. Eh, um, sorry, International Journal of Business and Entrepreneurship. So International Journal of Business and there. The paper is not even Scopus indexed. Okay, it's not Scopus indexed. So that's how you find out on Scopus if it's indexed or not. Then next part, you can, for Web of Science, you can find Web of Science MJL. Okay, under Master Journalist. All right, so I don't even want to search lah, but you guys know already. Okay, so that's how you search. So this is the link for Web of Science journal checking. Then this is the link for Scopus journal checking. Okay, so you guys can take it from there. So please do not cite, if possible at all, as much as you can. Don't cite non-indexed journals. Even if non-indexed journal, go for credible, good ones, not predatory like this. Okay, because it's not even Google Scholar Index, so you can know it's 100% predatory. They're not bothered. Okay, they're not bothered. So try to go for Scopus, Web of Science Q1, Q2. If you cannot, memang you cannot find paper, then at least go Q3, Q4. Okay. While writing thesis, can we use most of reference item from Google Scholar? Of course you can. Google Scholar is very reliable. Okay, but you still need to counter check on Scopus Web of Science because Google Scholars sometimes tend to give predatory journals as well. Go and read about predatory journals. You'll understand better. Okay. So I hope that part is clear. That is where the problem is. But now let's do the content list. This is the paper. So if I open this paper, this is the paper lah. Okay. Mana download original. Okay, so if I open up, that's the paper lah, right? That's the paper. So I go back to my slide again. Internet access, smartphone utilization. Okay, let's search in that journal. Internet access cannot be found. Smartphone utilization cannot be found also. We try utilization. Utilization also cannot be found. So that also cannot be found. That is what we call complete hallucination and fake information. Okay, that itself, sometimes even if you can find the keyword, when you read the phrase, it will be nothing got to do with what you have pasted here from prompting. It won't have connection whatsoever. You can do deep search if you want to check and see. Okay, so how to rewrite this now? Okay, let's do that. Okay, we can skip this. Okay, let's go to rewriting of chapter 1 background template. Okay, chapter 1 background template. I've rewritten everything here for you guys. So again, back to the topic, artificial intelligence, driven personalization and brand positioning in Malaysia's fashion e-commerce. Okay, look at this. Step 1, connecting back to introduction. Again, I have to emphasize, there is always overlapping between your introduction and background. Surely you will have. Okay, you cannot avoid that. All right. Step 1, connecting back to introduction. Malaysia provides a strong setting for examining artificial intelligence in fashion e-commerce because the country has a highly developed digital environment and fast-growing online e-commerce system. Okay. Then, data reported that Malaysia had 34.9 million internet users in January 2025, equivalent to an internet penetration rate of 97.7%. While DOSM reported that national e-commerce income reached 310 billion in the first quarter. You are showing how important is the segment that you need to study on it. How big are the numbers, all right? Then, DOSM also reported that Malaysia's e-commerce transaction income rose to 1.18 billion. Okay, just give me one moment. Just give me one moment. Let me just reply this. Okay, so you can see the data here. So next part, Dosom also reported Malaysia e-commerce transaction income rose to 1.18 billion compared to 1.12 billion in 2022. So you're showing how the growth is, how far it's growing. Okay. Then in the retail marketplace, specifically Malaysia Competition Commission report drawing Dosom data shows that the country's e-commerce market expanded from 66.4 billion in 2015 to 175 billion. Okay, let me ask you all a question. Why do you think I have to report so much of data? For what? I just say only lah, e-commerce doing very well. I just say only, what they call that, Zalora is the best in the world. Who cares? Why do I need to report all this data? I need to give all these numbers. Such a waste of time. I just say only what I want. Why cannot? What do you guys think? Why cannot? Why not? Basically, you are selling your idea. Okay, you're selling your idea. You're telling your examiner and your supervisor this particular subject area is have very important growth that we need to study about it. That there is a problem that we need to solve or improve it further. Evidence, yes. Data, yes. Facts, yes. Validity, yes. Argument, yes. All of that you're doing to market your idea, to sell your idea to people. Okay, you're telling how important is this topic. That's why data and background is very important. Okay, statistical background is very important. Okay, the next part we talk all about Zalora. Okay, that's step number 2. In this market, Zalora is an especially suitable case for investigation because it is one of the best established digital fashion platform. Blah, 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 blah. The company reports over 59 million visits per month. See, you're telling so many visits, You've got AI, you can do even better. That's what you're trying to sell. Example, you're trying to sell a business case to people. That's how you have to do it. Okay, Zalora's broader data ecosystem is also sizable. It's Trender for professional platform says brand can benchmark themselves against more than 9,000 local global brands. Okay, so Zalora done, e-commerce done. Next, we go into AI. Now only we go into AI. This shift is well aligned with emerging research on AI in digital retail, recent work on AI-powered personalization in online fashion stores, AI-driven personalization to enhance consumer engagement. See, consumer engagement coming here. Similarly, 2026 study on brand trust in AI-driven e-commerce personalization argues that AI-enabled tailored recommendations, dynamic pricing, adaptive interfaces, but also highlight personalization, privacy paradox. Okay, so all these drive towards that. Then you got remaining 2 steps. Steps 4, a key issue existing e-commerce. You talk about the key issue here. And then finally, you connect your whatever done now with problem statement. Therefore, the weakness of existing solution is not simply a lack of digital tools, but their limited ability to deliver relevant, adaptive, and trusted experiences at scale. This is why e-commerce firms increasingly need AI-driven personalization supported by clear brand positioning, so that personalization is interpreted as valuable and credible rather than generic or intrusive. Accordingly, the background of this study lies in the convergence of 3 developments: the rapid expansion of Malaysia's e-commerce economy, growing economic importance of online fashion retail, and the increasing use of AI by major platforms. Okay, from here, you open the door to problem statement. Everyone can follow so far? Clear so far? From this, your examiner already know, okay, this guy is going this direction. That's why AI is important to improve all this. Now, let's see what is problem statement going to be. Why he's going this brand personalization, all these things. Why? For what? Okay, this is what we call funnel. No AI usage, nothing. Just based on Google research, Google Scholar, paper download, Scopus Web of Science. This is the write-up. Okay, no one is going to complain that you are wrong. You can know everything is verified information, everything is true, no fake information here. This is what we want. Okay, this is what, let's say if you do use AI to write everything, you finish in 5 months. You use a bit of AI, a bit of your own brain, a bit of Google Scholar, a bit of everything to make a very good case, you might finish in 7 or 8 months. But at least your proposal defense, you'll get minor correction or no correction. Okay, you can go to the next step rather than after finish 5 months, you fail, you go redo everything. So you only got 2 scenarios to go. Which scenario you're going to take, that's totally up to you. Okay? All right, so I hope that is clear. Now, we're going to talk a bit about problem statement. We're almost finishing already. Next class, we'll go deep dive into problem statement. So problem statement, you got templates also. Okay? Problem statement is not a standalone component. Okay, it must flow very well from your introduction background to problem statement. So now you already understand. If I ask you to write a problem statement for this topic now, you can easily write, because from introduction, you already build a good story, background is a good story, next problem statement only. You just want to see what are the existing AI related issues now, solutions provided by other people. Okay, don't go for old citation in problem statement. Avoid if possible. Remember, problem statement is the bridge between your motivation, your background intro, and your entire literature. Okay, so this is the problem statement template. Oh yeah, forgot to ask. Who wants this template? Oh yeah, forgot. Who wants this rewritten? This one I cannot find on my Telegram. This one I have to email all of you. Oh yeah, Kelvin, Kelvin, get Sam to share the registration form. Fill up our form. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to share forms with all of you. Please register yourself. Okay. If you registered already, good. I'll let you guys register again just in case, so that I can email you all these latest templates. Okay, so you guys know how to build up the write-up. So give a moment. I'll share the link in a while. So this one is still old template. Okay, it's not rewritten. My colleague will share. There, we shared already. My staff shared already. So register there. Okay, take 2 to 3 minutes. Register first. Okay, register ready. Introduction chapter 1. Introduction can be, oh, you mean the whole chapter 1. Chapter 1 can be anything from 15 to 20 pages. Good enough. Okay, 15 to 20 pages, maybe slightly more than that. That's it. Okay. So this is your problem statement. Total 7 steps. Okay. I haven't written the new one yet for the new topic. We'll do that in the next class. Okay, but this one, problem statement, I even went one step further. This is on different topic, but you can still use it. Okay, still usable, definitely. Many people have written problem statement following this template and not using AI, and many of them was very successful. Okay, this is a very legendary template. Okay, I've gotten hundreds of thousands of views on TikTok for this particular template. So I've already broken down by even paragraph, which paragraph what to write. So this paragraph got 3 steps you can follow. Then paragraph 2, you got 2 steps to follow to write your problem statement. Paragraph 3, only 1 step. Paragraph 4, you finish up your problem statement. Then you move to RORQ. Okay. How about thesis where chapter 1 includes introduction and literature review? Every segment of your write-up will have literature review. You cannot avoid literature review. Okay. So introduction of literature review, background of literature review, problem statement of literature review. Literature review is an essential part of every segment of your thesis and proposal. Okay. All right. So I think this one we can skip. Okay. Problem statement is okay. This one we'll talk more about in part 2 lah. We'll talk more about this in part 2. Okay, so very important this one for those who are stuck in their journey, not sure what AI has given you to now until now, true or not. Go and check all your citation. Very important. Download sample thesis. So if you go to my Facebook page, okay, for those who are not following me on Facebook page yet, very bad of you. Okay, make sure you guys follow me on my Facebook page. Okay, you got 227,000 followers. So right here, you can find a lot of thesis templates. These are all theses that we have coached, consulted, proofread, and so on and so forth. These are all real, already graduated students. Pre-Viva thesis. Sorry, pre-AI, not pre-Viva pula. Pre-AI thesis. So everything is true in this thesis. Okay. So you guys can go and check the title here, the subject area, and the university. Based on that, you can contact the university. I don't have the full copy. I cannot give it. you guys can contact the university and get a copy. This is for Malaysia. So for your own country, you can check out the universities in your own country. Okay. So you can see all the thesis, all the title, which subject area and which university. Okay. So you guys can download it from here. Okay. I cannot put it on Telegram. Everything is here. So I suggest rather you go and create a Facebook account without a photo or whatnot and then go and access it there. I won't be able to upload all this in Telegram. You can see how many are here. Too many. Okay. So I hope you understand. Can go and check it out here, Azhar. All right. So that is sample thesis. Make sure all of you get at least 1 to 2 sample theses. Okay, 1 to 2 sample theses for your own subject area. Okay. Okay, so this is how we help students. Okay, option 1, Scopus Web of Science publication. We guarantee acceptance, but Scopus will take 6 months to 1.5 years. Web of Science will take 6 months to even more than 2 years. Not up to me. This is how publication works. Anyone else promise you quicker than this, you are getting scammed. Full stop. Because think logically. If I can get it sooner, do you think I don't want to? It doesn't work. My paper, this one is my paper. This one. Web of Science Journal. Okay, Q1. I published. I'm one of the author. Took us 2 years and 2 months. Okay, so publication will take time. So start early. Okay, we do provide consulting in this area. Guaranteed acceptance. Okay, and we also provide a lot of consultation for thesis and proposal, PhD, masters, no bachelors. Okay, this one is Nasir, one of our finest achievement from University of Warwick, UK, top 6 university in the UK. Okay, graduated on time with 6 publications, Web of Science Q1 publications. Okay, these are all, the rest are all from Malaysia. This is the only student I have coached so far who used AI. Only one, the rest all never use AI. This one used AI. But he failed lah. 2024 or end of 2024, beginning of 2025. He failed his PhD in UPM. Viva failed. Had to go for re-Viva. So took us 1 year, 2 months to coach and revamped the entire thesis. He even collected new data. Finally, he graduated towards end of last year. He graduated with a new thesis, 0% AI. Okay, that is our second service. Third service, Turnitin AI total reduction. So any of you stuck with your Turnitin AI, nothing to worry. Don't use any humanizing tools. You only have 2 options. One, paraphrase on your own. If you want us to paraphrase for you, come to us early because we are packed, super packed. Okay, so get in touch with us early. If you WhatsApp me, give me at least 1 to 2 days to reply. I will take time to reply because many queries. Okay, guys, I hope you guys understand. These are the 3 core areas that we normally consult and coach. Okay, so in a more nutshell, we coach and consult PhD master's proposal, Scopus Web of Science publication, proposal defense preparation, proposal defense examiner correction, okay, how to correct all the proposal defense, chapter 4 and chapter 5, data analysis interpretation, all kind of data analysis, okay, thesis to journal conversion, that's one of our primary services, Viva preparation, we train you before your Viva, we train you before proposal defense, and after your Viva, how to respond to all examiner comments, okay, so that is what we do, our 8 core areas. Just a price list for coaching session, it's not fixed, so you need to get in touch with me. This is my WhatsApp link, okay. All the templates are on Telegram, not Facebook. You need to go to Telegram, okay. None of as good as Turnitin. If your university use Turnitin, you must only scan in Turnitin because everything else will give you a fake result. I have done video on that also. You can go check it out on TikTok. And then I did on Turnitin. You never get the same result. Most platforms will show 0%. After you humanize, Turnitin will show 95%. Okay? So that is the truth. And these are our services. If you need it, get in touch with us. Okay? So finally, you'll get a lot of free notes from my class. So make sure you register yourself. Okay, you'll get this paper on how to write your PhD proposal, how to build your framework for qualitative literature review, and you will get a very good paper to write systematic review, and as well as all the templates. Okay, I'll email to all of you. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining. We got about 5 minutes lah Q&A. If you got any question, feel free to ask. I'll be more than happy to answer you guys. Okay. Okay, so let me stop sharing screen. Where do I stop? Oh, yeah. Okay, stop sharing already. Any questions, feel free to ask. Okay, I hope you guys learned something new today. And you guys also have the option to ask for a class that is more relevant or more problems that you guys are facing, more relevant to your problem. So do you guys want to request for a class? I'll give you the link. Yeah, recorded. We'll upload the class on YouTube. Don't worry. Okay. So how many of you want to request for a class that is more tailored to whatever you guys need? Templates, everything can download from Telegram group. Okay, so you can go to Telegram through this link. Okay, you can download it yourself. If you guys want to have classes of your own, very simple. Go to this link here. Thank you very much. No worries. Let me give you the link. Okay, here. Okay, go to this particular link. Okay, click the link. Hit 5-star, nothing less than 5-star. Hit 5-star. Okay, then write in the comment what you want to learn in the next class. Okay, I've given the link already. Yeah, click the link up there in the chat box. Open it, hit 5-star, nothing less than 5-star, and then in the comment, write down what you want to learn in the next class. Okay, how many people should I cite for masters? Oh, that depends. Sometimes 100, sometimes can be 200. It's all literature and topic dependent. There is no rule of thumb. Okay, uh, best option to find out, look at sample thesis. Slides in the WhatsApp group. I will share very soon. The class not ended yet for other universities. Once I end, I will share the slides. Okay. Um, if students are not, no, I won't say advisable to use. It's just that we're using it wrongly. Okay, I wouldn't say not advisable. You cannot escape from AI. AI is the future. Okay. University also would have what using AI. I agree. I agree. CK Yun. I definitely agree. Okay. Doctor, I find articles myself and upload notebook LLM to get literature review material, you still get hallucination. 100% you'll get hallucination. 100%. Okay. 100%. You can check and see. Definitely there will be hallucination. Psychological safety is title for Gen Z in Malaysia. The topic is thin. Can I quote to other countries' findings? You have to collect data, you know. If you put other countries, you have to go to every country and collect data. Okay. That is very, very difficult. Okay. Okay. So no problem. Telegram link. Telegram link is the one that I shared earlier, the link tree. Let me put it up again. Okay, right here. Okay, so I think that's about it. Publication, everything you guys can comment in the link above. Don't comment here, comment in the link I've given. Click 5-star and then comment there. Okay, we'll pick up the data from that particular link. Okay, anything you guys can comment here. All right, make sure 5-star. Thank you, Azza. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Stay tuned for the next class. We will do more evening class also so that other people can join also. So thank you again for coming today. And make sure you share. Oh, yeah. For those who are not on any of our WhatsApp group, okay, who never joined any of our WhatsApp group, this is our WhatsApp group for you to join. Okay. So make sure you join this WhatsApp group. So you can also share that WhatsApp group with your colleagues also. Okay, you can share it. I've shared already. Okay, so with that, thank you very much. We can end the class already. I wish you guys all the best. Sam, you can end the class. Okay, thank you guys. Bye-bye. See you.